Good evening, guys. Good evening. Good morning, actually. It's almost 2 in the morning here. Michigan Storm Chasers here. I'm Ryan, alongside Caleb. We are going to be starting our coverage a little early for the state of Michigan here. The reason being is because with our new software and with the current conditions here, we have two pages. Most of you guys know we have Michigan, we have Indiana, and we have our warning ticker on the bottom here because, try to explain this as best as possible because there's no severe happening in Michigan right now. Because you see on the bottom of your screen there the counties Adams, Allen, Blackburn, those are Indiana counties. Because the Northern Indiana office of NWS covers the very far southern portion of Michigan counties, our software covers parts of Indiana. So tonight, kind of new here, we're going to cover parts of Indiana as well in coverage. Reason being is because most of that threat is to our south, but of course, Michigan's priority. Right now, though, nothing happening in Michigan, but we do have a couple things happening down here in Indiana we're going to touch on briefly. We have a couple severe warnings here for the state of Indiana near Terre Haute up toward the Georgetown area. This line extends through the Chicago metro area. It is warned for 60 mile per hour winds. And then we are going to be moving into the northern portion of Michigan here, and that's going to be for, the southern portion of Wisconsin. That's also going to be for 60 mile per hour winds. This line is pushing northeast at around 40 to 50 miles per hour here, and we're going to be tracking it throughout the night. We'll be here all night tracking this for Michigan and parts of Indiana. So kick back, relax, hang out with us. Again, no current severe warnings in the state of Michigan. So we're going to focus right now our attention here across the more concerning areas and, of course, come back over here to Michigan. Now, if a warning does get issued, you're going to see it pop on the screen. You can see the severe watch is being displayed here, the current time as well, 1:56 a.m. And also the counties included are scrolling on the bottom. Now, some of those may only be, some of those may not show up because our software is glitching just a little bit before we went live here. So some of those counties may not scroll, but any new warnings will pop up. And if they don't, we can manually override that ourselves. So with that being said, the synopsis of what's happening tonight, we see a line of storms extending all the way down. Basically, look at all these warnings down here through Illinois and Missouri and Arkansas, all the way back up through Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. This is moving our direction here. It's a broken line of showers and embedded thunderstorms. Is going to pose a risk for damaging winds and perhaps a brief tornado, especially across the Southwest Michigan area from Kalamazoo to Holland to Coldwater, that general area. We have a lot of chasers out tonight in the Berrien County area. Let's go ahead and check on our chaser page. Let's see if anybody's live here. We have no one on that page, and we have Ben stream there. Looks like Ben is live from the Berrien County area. So we'll go and check back on him here in a few minutes. But for right now, we're going to be keeping an eye on these storms. They're coming close. There's no warnings right now in effect for this line. So maybe a quick stream tonight. Cross your fingers. We'll see how it evolves. But generally speaking, the most concerning of our coverage tonight, because there's nothing in Michigan, would be down here on this severe and perhaps tornado warning moving into Indiana. It's radar indicated, pretty strong looking cell there. Harris, or should I say Paris, Harrison, and Terre Haute area moving to the northeast at about 45 to 50 miles per hour here. Most of the tornadic activity should stay down into the Indiana area, and especially further south across Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri areas. The risk tonight for Michigan for anything tornadic wise is quite low in nature. How's my audio sound, Caleb?
Better now. It was cutting out for me when we first started, kind of like what it was doing in pre-ops. You froze there for a brief second, but right now everything is running smoothly. But let us know in the comments if anything does cut out for you. Again, new software here, so let us know what you guys are hearing. We want to make sure everything is good for everyone here, including the staff here behind the scenes. So
Yeah, we can go ahead and go
if
future.
anything,
Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say if anything does cut out for you guys, let us know in the comments. That way we know what you guys see or hear, as we can adjust that as needed.
We can go forward here on the software thanks to Radar Omega. We can go ahead and pop in the future radar. We see that line of storms pushing up our direction, and it's a new model, so it's only loaded 2 hours out. Let's go back one hour here. We're going to go through the state here. We're going to see that line push through. It should arrive here in Grand Rapids around the 3 or 4 a.m. time frame. According to the model, we're going to see that continue to push across the state, and this line of storms will be weakening in nature. So brief gusty winds, maybe some brief rotation, especially down here in the southwest corner of the state. But generally speaking, no widespread severe weather is expected for this tonight with this line. But it will push across the state, and as it does so, it will bring us some heavy rains, brief downpours, maybe some small hail, gusty winds, and a lot of lightning. Bear with me personally because I am dragging in terms of my energy levels. I'm kind of tired, so I'll probably be slurring some words tonight, but we'll make it through. I have a secondary threat potentially tomorrow afternoon for portions of eastern Michigan. The new SPC outlook dropped. It maintained the marginal, which is a low risk for severe weather, damaging winds, and a brief tornado possible tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, Missouri got absolutely hammered tonight. I don't know if you guys are watching Reed stream. He got a tornado near, forgot the town name, but he got a tornado earlier this evening. Numerous tornadoes across the south, and that was expected. We actually have, if you go down here, while we're kind of waiting for Michigan to do something, we can cover other areas and kind of talk about it a little bit. But we have a lot of tornado warnings here down south because we have individual supercellular thunderstorms or individual, and they're individual like this that really ramps up that tornadic risk. When storms are in a line, it kind of cuts off the inflow, the updraft to it, so it has a harder time developing rotational
Hey,
edges.
Ryan, Caleb. Right now, me, Ben, Chris, and Cody are all in position right now in New Buffalo. We're starting to see a lot more lightning bolt activity, so just wanted to give you guys an update that we're all in position and we're waiting for the line to come to us.
Sounds good, Drew. And you're hearing Drew give an update there from Berrien County. They have numerous chasers awaiting these thunderstorms in Berrien County. I see a lot of you guys popping in here for the Indiana area. We'll go ahead and briefly cover Indiana. We got the Indiana Chasing Network in here with us tonight. Like I said, we're doing some dual coverage here just because it's going to be a little bit slower night for Michigan, perhaps. We also have our software that does cover portions of Indiana because of the NWS office layouts. So we'll cover Indiana briefly here, so bear with us. Again, only one warning in the state of Indiana right now. It's going to be for a considerable warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds. It's going to be for Vigo, Fountain, Park, and Vermilion counties until 2:30 a.m. 70-mile-per-hour gust and nickel-sized hail and a tornado possible tag. That is moving to the northeast here towards Waynetown, Crawfordsville, and Roachdale areas. So if you live in those vicinities, feel free to
Right.
take your safety precautions now.
Yep. And I'm going to draw your attention to southern Illinois. We have a considerable tag now on a tornado warning just southwest of Evansville in Illinois, across southern Illinois. Again, a damaging tornado is on the ground now. It's a PDS tornado warning just south of the I-66 64 corridor, or I-64 corridor rather, near Benton, Illinois. Again, PDS tornado warning, large damaging tornado is on the ground with that supercell that Ryan has highlighted there. Um, moving northeast at what it looks like, radar has it at 55 miles an hour. But again, PDS situation, take cover now, damaging tornado. You're in a life-threatening situation in that tornado warning there. And again, that is just south of Mount Vernon, Illinois, Benton, Illinois, moving north and northeast at 55 miles an hour. Again, your highest tornado risk is going to be across southern Indiana here tonight, west central and southern Indiana, as these individual supercells begin to move into the state. They're going to have to be watched very, very closely. Evansville, Vincennes, Terre Haute, you guys be on deck for possible tornado warnings here tonight, as well as damaging winds 60 to 70 miles an hour. Not out of the question either.
So
Again, as we move back up north here,
some
yep, we'll
good
let Ryan take over.
some good news here for right now. We have a special weather statement of wind gusts 50 to 55 miles per hour for the northwest portion of Indiana. So gusty winds are occurring, but right now the Northern Indiana office is suggesting that these are sub-severe, so below severe limits. Great sign there. We'll see if that continues. Further north, though, for the Wisconsin area, we have severe warnings already in effect here for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Now, this may not look like much to you, and you're right, it's not much. That's because we have a lot of wind shear up there in the atmosphere today, so it's not going to look always, reds and purples, like intense. So don't let these, greens and
Yep, I can hear you.
so our software is already dropping, which is not promising. We're back now. I believe it's on my end because my internet's been cutting in and out for a while. So bear with us. New warning coming in now for Indiana area. We have an extension northward toward the Lafayette near Attica. Again, new warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds here where the heaviest of this line is, and also possible tornadic tag there. So Attica, Covington, this is Indiana areas, Winthrop, Pine Village, Stewart, you guys are all now in a severe warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds. It's kind of a interesting distinction here. We have IWX office areas going with a special weather statement for 50 to 55-mile-per-hour winds. And then just to the south, we have Indianapolis office going for 70-mile-per-hour winds. So a very distinct perhaps cutoff here of weaker and stronger storms. So hopefully when these storms arrive in Michigan, which is very soon, we have Berrien County right here. We have a pop-up storm here about to enter into the Allegan County area very soon. Hopefully these storms are sub-severe as they arrive, which would be the best case scenario. But we also have multiple chasers out there. We have Drew, we got Ben. Go ahead and take our chaser feeds here. Go ahead and kind of panel through. Again, we have Ben up there in the top left. That's everybody who is out and active right now. I believe the video you're seeing in the bottom right from West Michigan Weather is a, excuse me, is a stationary, like a video stream that's not live. With that being said, go back to the radar here. I got a super chat from Ghost Wolf 874. Thank you for that for the $2 super chat. It says anything for Kokomo, Indiana, and the answer for right now is not immediate, but likely later on this evening, close to that 4 or 5 a.m. time frame. We'll likely see storms push your direction, so do not let your guard down there, especially
Yep.
across most of Indiana and also Michigan as well. Michigan's a much lower risk tonight than Indiana, but those storms will arrive near the Kokomo area next hour or two. So thank you for your support as well of the channel.
Yep, Howard County is not immediately in the severe thunderstorm watch. It is just a county to your north. But again, areas near and around the severe thunderstorm watch need to monitor conditions. And I would not be surprised to see a severe thunderstorm watch extended into central Indiana as these storms move. Again, right now, considerable warnings now for western Indiana by the Indianapolis office for 60 to 70, actually 70-mile-per-hour winds with those warnings there. Again, there is a distinction, as Ryan mentioned, between significant severe and perhaps strong to sub-severe. Again, with the strongest storm moving into west central Indiana right now. Almost have a little bit of an MCV there on radar across east central Indiana as well. That could be your defining feature there,
Yeah, that's what I was going to
kind of
say.
helping drive those stronger, more significant winds moving into west central Indiana. Again, a lot of moving parts here tonight, multi-hazard night as well.
Caleb, are you posting those warnings to the ISCN page by chance?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. We got Megan coming back for another month. Praying for all affected by these storms. Thank you, Megan, for your support. Do we have a okay. I see now. There we go. Back to the 3 screen. Thank you, Megan, for your support. I was gonna say, is Joel trying to connect in with us? Because I saw a third screen pop up. Must have misclicked it. But anyway,
I have no idea.
for those of you asking about Michigan tonight, we are live early, kind of doing dual coverage here. Just kind of pan around the region. Nothing in Michigan ongoing yet, but that may change here. We have storms pushing up into the southwest corner as expected. These may bring gusty winds, perhaps severe winds with us. Let's watch and wait and see. Hopefully, these storms stay sub-severe. We can hop off early. That is our hope, as we are tired. We're dragging here, but we're doing this for you. So we love what we do here. But best case scenario, we pop out of here and go to bed early with sub-severe storms. Worst case scenario, we have a couple gusty winds, a couple storms with gusty winds here. And
Yeah, I agree with Ghost Wolf there. Your audio is pretty bad. Maybe hearing about 60 to 70% of what you're saying.
I just reconnected my audio feed, so let me know how that goes.
Yeah, sounds good on my end.
Yeah, people are saying here fine, hear you fine, interesting. Okay. All right. We'll roll with it. If you guys start hearing or if you guys start having issues with our audio, there might be about a 20-second delay between the stream and also what you guys are hearing from us going live to you guys getting. It's probably a 20-second delay. So just give us some time here and just kind of start yelling at us if our audio cuts out. But Michael says, let me donate mics. You can donate mics, Michael. We have a two ways to do that. You can go to our website, michiganstormchasers.com, and directly donate financial support with a note, or we have an Amazon wish list. You can gift stuff as well. One of the moderators, actually, Michael, you're on Facebook there. You're welcome to do that. Although we have good mics, I have a pretty expensive mic actually. I'm using. I'm not sure you can see that or not, but if you wanna donate that, you can do that. Sorry, Caleb, that was the wrong screen.
That's all good.
You probably are so confused over there, aren't you? There you go.
There we go. I can see everybody now.
How is Southgate, Michigan looking? Southgate, you are clear. You are over in Downriver area. You are fine for the evening. Later on in the morning, closer to like 6, 7, 8 a.m., perhaps a thunderstorm, some gusty winds possible. Severe weather threat for you is quite low in nature. It's very, not going to say very high, but it's much higher off to your west here where these storms are approaching. We always have said with our briefings and our forecasts, as these storms approach, the southwest corner of Michigan will be at their strongest, will be weakening throughout the state. So, with that being said, we will have to keep an eye very closely here for this corner. We've predicted this for the past 2 or 3 days here. That is the most concerning part of Michigan. Anything past that will be pretty low in nature. Going further north, there is a risk tonight for the UP as well. These storms may pose a threat later on in the evening and the night. But right now, no immediate threat for the UP. We also have cameras out there to take a look at as well. We have the Burton camera that's near Flint in top left. We have the Dearborn camera in the bottom right. We also have the Harbor Beach camera in the bottom left. So we'll keep an eye on these as well as we go through the night. So we can go ahead and toggle through these as well. We also have other cameras that are not ours. But we also have South Haven. We have Holland as well. So when these storms get close, we can always take a look at those as well. So first raindrops about to fall here in Berrien County. Let's go ahead and get an update from our chasers. Go ahead and contact Drew and see if he has anything to say. Hey Drew, you copy? Let's go ahead and try and get a hold of anybody in Berrien County. Any of our chasers in the Berrien County area, copy?
Ooh. Yes, Ryan, we are in the Barron County area. We're noticing an area of rotation in northern Indiana. We're keeping tabs on that right now.
Yeah, just saw that. So Drew points out a really good point here. There's an area of rotation northwest Indiana. This is going to be near Cedar Lake, near Crown Point, moving up into the Gary area. So this is going to be what we're going to watch here closely as well. So keep that in mind. That's actually heading northeast here toward not immediate threat to Michigan, but it would move up that way. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Actually getting a little bit tighter, a little bit stronger there near Cedar Lake.
Yep. Again, this is Lake County.
We actually have
Lake County, Indiana.
Okay, we actually just got a Indianapolis issued a tornado warning for Indiana and also now for Lake County, that one we're just watching here. So now we have dual tornado warnings here for the state of Indiana. Again, Michigan, no immediate threat here, but these storms are moving the direction of southwest Michigan. So this is why we're live early, getting ahead of this. Keep you guys updated. Bear with us. We're going to cover this as it moves up into Michigan. So tornado warning starting with Lake County here, northwest Indiana, Maryville, Crown Point, Cedar Lake. We just saw that. I pointed out, I said, ooh, on stream. And then Drew said about 10 seconds later, watching that area of rotation in Indiana. So this is not very strong, but definitely noticeable there. The greens and reds are meeting here. Tracking that off to the northeast, we'll go across Lake Michigan. It'd be heading toward our chasers in Berrien County here. in the next half hour to an hour or so. Now we have another warning issued down here toward the Indianapolis area near Clinton, Rockville, and Waveland areas, Bloomingdale, Marshall. This is going to be radar indicated as well. Area of rotation down here by the Clinton area, moving to the northeast at about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Caleb, go for Twitter tornado. If you're trying to get tornado warnings, it's a separate account. NWS tornado. Take a look at these radar scans here. We have a very close proximity. Yeah, check that out. The airport radar out of the Chicago metro area gets a little bit better look at that area of rotation near the Crown Point area. And it's quite strong in nature there on the airport, a little bit lower to the ground. So perhaps something briefly touched down there, or about to touch down. Again, moving up into, this is Lake County, be into Porter County momentarily, and then to LaPorte County. Any warnings get issued in the state, we're going to know about the exact same time. That bottom bar you see that says severe thunderstorm watch, that will turn yellow and it'll pop up a warning. So we're going to know exact same time as you do when new warnings are issued. That bar is in real time. So right now, Michigan is all clear from severe weather. We have a couple of isolated storms popping up over the lake. We have one near Muskegon and one just offshore of the South Haven area. We have James coming a member here at MSC YouTube. Thank you, James, for your support and welcome to the team.
Yeah, very tight rotation now in East Central Indiana, coming into Mecca, Rockville, being your safe place, center portion of your home, lowest level, stairwell, bathroom. Put as many levels between you, or many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, extremely tight rotation now, right in Mecca. And again, that is for South Central Fountain County in West Central Indiana, Central Park County, West Central Indiana, and Vermilion County in West Central Indiana. Again, the Mecca area, Rockville, Marshall area, being your safe place. Again, extremely tight rotation now, right over Mecca and Fairview Park there. Very tight rotation there being indicated on radar. Again, I don't see any indications of debris yet, but again, a very tight couplet there on velocity there for East Central Indiana.
If you're just tuning in here, we're kind of dual coveraging things tonight while we're waiting for Michigan to kind of get active. So if we're covering Indiana or popping out to the south or Wisconsin, just bear with us. Nothing is imminent here for Michigan, but we are watching. Like I said, any warnings get issued, you'll see it pop up on your screen. We'll dive right in. We'll also do our best to specify what we're talking about too. So,
yep, we'll try to give locations as we speak about them for you.
James, again, upgrading his membership here. Thank you, James, for upgrading your membership to the EF1 member. Appreciate your support. Again, we are live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and X, and we are also welcoming in our Indiana account tonight as well, as we do not have enough manpower to do dual streams. So that's why we're kind of also covering out of state briefly as well. So we are dual stating things tonight, so to speak. So welcome everybody in. Current time on your screen, 2:18:25 seconds here on this beautiful Saturday morning. Covering a severe risk here across the state of Michigan and also right now for Indiana. So we have a couple of tornado warnings in effect for the state of Indiana. We have one up here in Lake County heading toward Maryville, Crown Point area. Area of rotation here where the greens and reds are meeting indicates some rotation. About to cross 231 to the west of Crown Point. This is going to be tracking toward Maryville and eventually Hobart, Portage, and perhaps the South Gary area. That is in northwest Indiana. That would also pose a threat to Michigan if that continues to track to the north and east. Not quite, but we're close. Also going further south, we have numerous severe warnings in effect here for Indianapolis's region. We have most of these in effect here for 70-mile-per-hour winds, which is a considerable tag, and also a risk of possibility of a spin-up tornado. The radar indicated tornado warning continues here for Mecca, Rockville, and Marshall areas in the west central part of Indiana. Our velocity table is so strong that it went inverted on itself again. It's been
Yeah,
happening tonight.
extremely. Yeah, a very, very strong rotation now. Outside Mecca, Rockville, Marshall area. That's the storm. And East Central Indiana. Again, not in Michigan at this time. East Central Indiana. Again, very, very strong rotation. If you're in Rockville, Marshall, be in your safe place. Again, interior room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. As a tornado could likely form any second here. Again, very, very tight velocity signatures with that one.
Yep. I also want to put a disclaimer out there for you guys who are in Michigan. Again, the bottom bar you see on your screen is scrolling the active watch. Now, it does include Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, Branch, and Hillsdale counties. It is not scrolling currently due to one of our software errors. We're trying to get the bugs worked out still. Bear with us as we do so. But if there are any new warnings issued for the IWX CWA, which is the Northern Indiana NWS office area, those will also display on the screen. So just FYI, if you're a Michigan folk, you may see some Indiana warnings pop up on that bottom bar. I'm going to pop open the observation map and see if we have any wind gust reports coming out of Illinois or Indiana. Did Radar Omega just crash or am I losing it?
It froze for me.
Oh, there it goes.
If you're able to pull up CC East Central, look just south of Bloomingdale.
Okay, give me 1 second. And yes, operation. There we go. Perfect. All right. You said CC off IND, I assume.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Rotation itself broadened out a little bit, but there's you're behind there.
I must be behind then. Yeah. We'll check back here in the next scan or so. But there, you think there's could be something there or no?
Uh, an area of interest. We'll just put it that way. I can't confirm anything at the moment,
Okay. Cool.
but some brief right to left movement there.
All right. We'll come back to that. Maybe we'll take a peek at that in a minute. It looks like they trimmed that warning up here for the Lake County area. They made it really, really small. Go ahead and take a peek at velocity there. And it looks like it's kind of weakened out as well. Obviously, there's still an area of green and red meeting or very close together. That indicates some weak to broad rotation in the Maryville area. That's good news. Also, we are seeing the signs of a gust front here along Lake Michigan that's going to be pushing up into Southwest Michigan momentarily. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at those storms over Lake Michigan. We have one coming on shore now near Whitehall, Shelby area. These are not looking severe at this time. The winds look pretty weak. Really no hail threat at this time, but don't be shocked. There's a lightning strike there. There's a couple over the lake here. Don't be shocked if you live in the Whitehall area with 31 corridor. You may be seeing some lightning or hearing some thunder momentarily. And that's going to be the only concern for now. Again, this line is moving up into the southwest corner of Michigan momentarily. Berrien County about to get their first raindrops here momentarily. As I repeat myself 10 times over. And yes, I do realize that I say a lot of repeating phrases, so I'm very well aware of that. I don't care. Let's go and check back at that West Central Indiana area. Yeah, it's just inverted. I can't tell anything. It's that strong.
Okay, I sent you a picture.
Okay, I'll look at it. Go ahead and take the K-Lot radar, zoom out a little bit, just animate this. Let that run for a minute. So far, pretty slow night for Michigan, although we're just starting to get our storms in the state, so hopefully it stays this way. Jeannie says it's lightening up my whole sky, or lightening up the whole sky. Jeannie down there in Southwest Indiana, appreciate you checking in with us here. Yes, wind advisories are in effect for tomorrow morning for most of Indiana, Michigan, and parts of Ohio as well. Very strong wind gusts, 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts, definitely a possibility throughout the day, throughout the morning, really. New tornado warning now for the Gary, Indiana area for, again, Lake County till 2:45. This is still perhaps check on velocity here. Yeah, it looks like it's straightening back up there. Looks like a new special marine warning issued now as well for the waters of Lake Michigan. Let's go ahead and check on that. Looks like they're going to go waterspout possible now. So waterspout possible to the Berrien County shoreline. That is getting close to us here in Michigan. So this storm will cross Lake Michigan up into Berrien County. It has some rotation with it for Lake County, Indiana. That could move up into Berrien, perhaps Van Buren counties. Very weak right now, which is great news. But do take note of that. They just put a marine warning out for the waters of southern Lake Michigan. Wind gusts greater than 50 knots and waterspout possible is the hazard there. So we're getting close to Michigan, just not quite there yet. If we do have some dead points, just bear with us here as we're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. It's just Caleb and I tonight. We don't have any third person behind the scenes doing anything for us tonight. It's just me and him dueling this out, so to speak, between posting, between radar operations, and also keep an eye on our chasers. Speaking of chasers, let's go ahead and take a look at our chaser pages here. We don't have anybody there. Looks like Ben is the only one who's connected to us right now. So we'll check back with those throughout the night. They'll connect as these storms approach. We have at least 4 or 5 guys out there in Berrien County. So we'll have eyes on these storms as they move across the state. Speaking of eyes on storms, we also have our camera network going up across the state. We have 3 currently in place, installed, should I say, across Michigan. Most of them are on the east side. In fact, all of them currently on the east side of the state. We have the top left there in Burton, which is near Flint. Top right is Dearborn, and the bottom left there is Harbor Beach. So no storms imminent for these cameras, but we will be watching them like a hawk as these storms approach later on this morning.
Yep, and the good news is on our east central Indiana storm that has a tornado warning on it, latest scan does show that really broadening out here in the last few minutes or so. But again, it is still under a tornado warning here for the next few minutes. Severe thunderstorm warning, though, with a tornado possible tag in it. Again, 70 miles per hour winds, and that does include Crawfordsville, Ladoja, Waveland, Kingman, Wallace, Alamo, and Waynetown as well. So again, very strong storms across east central Indiana. Again, storms also getting close to Berrien County, Michigan as well, with waterspout possible tags offshore into Lake Michigan, just north of the Gary area as well.
All right, let's go ahead and check back on our chat. I'm about 5 minutes behind. Chat's not updating for me. There we go. Allison, we have a couple planned on the west side. If you want to sponsor a camera, you are more than welcome to message the page, especially if you're a business. We'll return advertising if you want to help us with the cost of these. You are more than welcome to message the page. We are looking for more sponsors for these cameras. So so far, Northwest Indiana, currently no warnings besides that tornadic warning in effect for the Gary area. There's no severe warnings from Fowler all the way up to Maryville. There's no severe at all in the northern part of Indiana. So that's good news so far. I'm going to go ahead and pop open the observation map here. We're going to see if I can find any high wind gusts here over the last couple of minutes. Yes, we have a couple out of the Chicago area. We have a 61 mile per hour gust out of Chicago Metro. Otherwise, we have a 40 mile per hour gust there near Chicago Heights. Nothing of note in northern Indiana. Let's go to South Indiana here. We have a couple 60s. We have a 50 in Vincennes, 52 to be exact. We have a 61 in Mount Vernon. And we have a 49 in Mattoon. So nothing too overly concerning with our wind gust map. Again, this is just an observation map. It's not an official wind gust. Well, it is the official wind gust. It's just not an official severe wind gusts for now, at least. But nothing that screams severe weather for the northern half of the state right now of Indiana. All right, we're starting to see our first raindrops here pushing up into Berrien County. So let's go ahead and get an update here from our chasers. Hey, you seen any lightning out there? I want to see if I can get a feed in here to get some lightning shots. Goodness gracious, why is it on?
Yes, Ryan, we're starting to, the CG action here is really starting to pick up here in New Buffalo. Starting to get multiple cloud to ground lightning bolts right now and cloud to cloud as well.
We want to see. We want to see. Let's go ahead and check our chaser, see if anybody's out there. I don't know if he connected or not, which they did not. We have Ben up there in the top left still. And again, we have a couple guys out, just not connected just yet. They will, though. So going back here, we have a couple severe warnings for west central Indiana. All these warnings in Indiana currently have a tornado possible tag and 60-mile-per-hour winds or 70-mile-per-hour winds as well. This is going to be heading toward the Lafayette area, Attica, Covington, Waynetown, Crawfordsville area, Rockville, Waveland. Terre Haute about to be impacted by a severe storm as well. Sullivan, Vincennes, you are on deck going down further south. This is going to be a concern here next hour or so. You see all these cells down here in very far southern Illinois. See how they're kind of isolated? They have one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here. Like they're kind of isolated in nature. They're not a whole line. Those may have potential for a strong tornado or two, especially from Vincennes to Evansville to Jasper area. This southwest corner of Indiana has some concern for a strong tornado or two. But overall, further north here, the line really past the Indianapolis area, we'll go ahead and say past Lafayette north, does not really appear to be that strong at the current moment. So again, one tornado warning in Lake County here for the Gary, Indiana area. Again, brief rotation, a very broad weak rotation here, showing up, pushing basically right into Gary. Probably going to miss Gary just to the south or east. Very close call here. I wouldn't expect this to be on the ground based on that velocity scan. That velocity scan kind of confirms that. Nothing too overly concerning there. But you can see these winds, the inbound and outbound winds here kind of meeting together as that pushes across Lake Michigan. And our concern here for Berrien County, where our chasers are at, is low, but it is it's a risk nonetheless. So we'll be here covering this, and that warning will likely be dropped here for Lake County momentarily.
Yeah, just as Ryan has mentioned there, if you go back on velocity, you can see how those winds are running parallel to each other. They're not really intertwined. You don't really see any tight signatures where the bright reds and bright greens are near together, like we saw earlier. Again, when you have more of a parallel boundary there, that's more indicative of a gust front versus rotation there. So if we do see that tighten up, we'll be sure to let you know. But for right now, it has broadened out. But you could have a few embedded areas of circulation develop along that leading edge as well. But again, nothing indicative of a tornado at this point in time, which is great news. Great news to see.
Question here, is it past Crown Point? Yes. You're in the heavier rain, perhaps some wind gusts there, but the rotation has passed you in Crown Point. Big question here is, will we get a severe warning or any type of statement or anything concerning here for Michigan? These are just starting to push up into the state.
Yep. The good news is this whole storm complex as a whole is showing signs of a weakening trend as it moves into Indiana and southwest lower Michigan. And that was expected here this evening. Again, we had more ingredients to work with in Illinois than what we do here in Michigan and Indiana. So a gradual weakening trend is expected, and that is what we are seeing here. But nonetheless, a severe risk does continue here tonight for portions of southwest lower Michigan and Indiana, primarily in the form of damaging winds, but there is a high amount of wind shear, so that brief tornado risk does exist, especially in Indiana and southwest lower Michigan here this evening.
All right, so good news here. Two things to mention for Indiana. We have a cancellation of Fountain, Park, and Vermilion counties for the tornado warning. We do have a new tornado watch now in effect for portions of central Indiana. Caleb's going to grab that graphic once it loads in. Also have a new severe watch coming in for Jasper. Or this might be old. Hold on. Nope, that's new. Severe watch here for Jasper, Lake, Newton, and Porter counties until 4 a.m.
Why did it load in Spanish?
That's probably the new one. They're doing two now for the warnings and watch graphics.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty typical. Got some cells over Lake Michigan popping up offshore Muskegon. Getting some rain up there near Shelby, up there in I believe it's Oceana County. It's been a while since we actually learned, or for me personally, it's been a while since we've been live here. So if I butcher these counties, I'm sorry. I will learn again. We took some tests over the winter to kind of refresh our knowledge of these counties in Michigan and also Indiana as well. So Michigan's a pretty strong suit for me, and Indiana's a strong suit for Caleb here. So we have a good knowledge here. And yes, that is Oceana County, so I nailed that one. I'll probably butcher some eventually. Just if you watch us long enough, you'll know that. But for right now, nothing concerning for Michigan. Still, storms are slowly moving up into Berrien County, and so far have remained sub-severe, minus that one tornadic warning here in Lake County. Other than that, not much going on besides some isolated storms popping over the lake. Not too concerning for these just yet. Probably not going to be concerning. Period. Maybe something there, but for right now, there's not much to track there for West Michigan. We'll watch those.
Again, good news. The tornado warnings have since dropped in Indiana, with the one still across Lake County probably being allowed to expire. But again, the tornado warning across east central Indiana has been allowed to expire um, across east central Indiana near the Rockford area,
Yeah, and
or
so
Rockville area, rather.
yeah, and also with that warning over the Gary area, that area of interest is now over the lake. So there's a warning. Just went off your screen. I was about to say, even though the warning is still in existence, the threat pretty much is over there for any tornadic circulation there. So now we are left with this line of storms that is pushing still north and east. We also have a couple of warnings down here still for western Indiana. 70-mile-per-hour winds and a possible tornadic attack on these. Although, as we look at the velocity here, there's not much here that signifies rotation occurring. My concern, and I'm sure Caleb's concern as well, remains further south here across southwest Indiana, Vincent, Evansville area, where we have
Yeah, I want to draw
numerous.
your attention to one supercell in particular near the Newton area in Illinois. Extremely strong rotation associated with that storm
Oh, yeah.
near St. Mary, Willow Hill, Hunt City, across east central Illinois, or I guess southeastern Illinois, rather. Getting close to the Indiana state line down there. Again, radar indicated rotation there, but again, radar does show signs of strengthening with that supercell as well. Again, the highest threat is always going to be with your isolated supercells, which is what we have across central Illinois, eastern Missouri. These all have history of producing tornadoes as well. So again, a very more favorable environment the further south and west you go. Again, we like to talk in our severe weather ingredients in terms of SLIM. We have shear, lift, instability, and moisture, and we have more availability of all of that the further south and west you go, with waning instability the further east and north you go, which is why a lot of these storms are weakening the further north and east you go across Indiana. But nonetheless, a lot of wind shear present tonight, which could in turn bring some damaging winds across northern Indiana and perhaps southwest lower Michigan as well, which will be a trend that we'll have to watch moving forward here tonight.
And yeah, for those of you asking for Michigan, nothing currently happening severe wise in Michigan. We went live early because we had our stream rolling in Indiana. We have some Indiana people watching us here as well. So we're kind of bouncing back and forth. Right now, nothing concerning for Michigan. We are watching it. And if anything does go warn for the state, you'll see it pop on the screen in real time. So we'll learn about it at the exact same
Yeah.
time. So for right now, we're just kind of seeing a better environment to the south, which is great news.
Yeah, and we also have a lot of rain activity ahead of the main gust front here for these
Mhm.
showers and thunderstorms across northern Indiana. Your main gust front is actually sitting across still northwest Indiana, stretching from Portage all the way to the Lafayette area, and then over the lake just off the shore of Gary as well in Chicagoland.
Oh, I
So
remember
again, your
this.
gust front Yeah, right where all those scribbles are, Ryan's artwork there, is where your gust front is situated in. No real signs of rotation anymore. Again, the tornado warning that was for Lake County, Indiana, has been allowed to expire as the area of interest has moved offshore into Lake Michigan. Still, maybe some broad rotation there, but nothing imminent for a tornado impacting land at this time. Again, special marine warnings are in effect for offshore areas. Again, waterspout possible offshore Gary with winds at 49 knots, and then 50 knots with waterspout possible offshore of Benton Harbor for that line of convection that'll be moving across the lake. We'll just have to see how it evolves as it approaches the coastline here in Berrien County, Michigan. So still a little ways out yet, probably about maybe 20 minutes or so before we see that moving closer to southwest lower Michigan.
Megan asked, "Do you think those supercells can make it to Michigan?" The ones down here, no, they're not going to make it to Michigan at all.
No.
No, we're fine from that
No,
tonight. The
we just
risk,
don't have the environment favorable for isolated supercells in Michigan like we have across southern Illinois and Indiana. A very different environment. Again, we have more instability down there. Well, we have about the same amount of wind shear, but more instability, more lift, and more moisture to work with. Instability is definitely our limiting factor across northern Illinois, Indiana, and southern Michigan here tonight. So again, you can really only go as far as what your limiting factor is in terms of mesoscale development or these severe weather criteria. It's hard to overcome that when you have a limiting factor, and instability is our largest one tonight. But nonetheless, high amounts of wind shear and just enough instability to where severe weather is possible tonight, mainly in the form of damaging winds, but with that wind shear component, both in speed and directional, we could have some brief spin up tornadoes as well. Cannot be ruled out.
I want to turn attention over here to the central part of Wisconsin. We have some cells that have fired up here toward I was going to say Kenosha, but that's Keshina, Ontario.
Sure,
I'm not even going to pronounce these. Wisconsin's weird.
I'll let
Wisconsin's
you
at
do
a
it.
whole other level. This area over here in Wisconsin, pushing to the northeast here. So that's going to be a concern perhaps the UP in about an hour or two if those continue. And again, the UP does have a marginal risk for severe weather for the very far southern portions like Iron Mountain, Iron River, Ironwood, the irons as we call them, that general area. Looks like the warning for Fountain, Vermilion, and Warren counties have been canceled as well. Those are severe, not the tornadic, but the severe ones. But back here, we are seeing those storms start to develop. We could see a risk for the UP as well tonight, especially across the south and west corner here for the irons, the three irons. We'll leave it at that. Going over here to the west part of Michigan, we have some cells that developed here heading toward Ludington, Manistee, Reed City. These will likely be a louder type of thunderstorm, not severe. The winds are pretty weak in nature with these storms. Probably a brief heavy downpour and probably a loud crack of thunder. But other than that, not severe. Not too concerned about those right now, and probably won't be, honestly.
Yeah, there could be some small hail near the Shelby area as well, and some of your stronger cores. Looking at our updrafts here, maybe pea-size hail in some of those stronger cells um, up there north of Muskegon, south
Hey
of
Ryan,
Ludington,
you can
in
take my
the
view. Right now
Shelby
we're getting
area.
some pretty heavy rain, and we're looking directly at Lake Michigan from New Buffalo.
Let's go ahead and go to Drew's view here. Let's go ahead and pull him up here. There we go. Let me go ahead and talk to him. Drew, you are full. And you can talk without using Zello. People can hear you. At least you should be able to hear Drew here.
Yeah, maybe getting some strong winds there as well. You can kind of see the rain blowing there a little bit.
We're going to
Again, a
turn
lot
on.
of these are synoptic winds ahead of the main squall line here moving
Right now
through.
we're getting some pretty heavy
Again,
rain
gusty
right
winds
now
across
in
a
New
large
Buffalo.
portion of Michigan and Indiana currently, thanks to a very tight pressure gradient.
Yep, so they're facing the water there. And we can hear Drew there. At least we can on our end. Let us know if you can hear him there. He kind of talked over Caleb there for a second. But I believe it's coming through. So you guys should be able to hear that. And when we look at the, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and take a look at our scene 4. We're gonna pop a camera up here on the screen. Just bear with me here. There we go. So we'll go back to scene 4. We should be able to pop Drew in here. Nope, I guess not. All right, well, we'll just leave it on Drew.
His video feed appears frozen to me. I don't know if it does to you as well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and...
Maybe some connectivity issues there, maybe in a dead zone perhaps.
I was trying to get him in on the corner cam, but I guess it's not. Either he disconnected or I gotta refresh his feed. It's either one.
Bear with us here, guys. Again, no severe thunderstorm warnings for the state of Michigan here at this time. Again, our line of interest is still off to the west, moving over Lake Michigan as we speak here. Again, we do have special marine warnings in effect offshore of Berrien County, Michigan. You know, winds in excess of 50 knots there with waterspouts possible is what these warning tags are for. We'll have to watch this as it comes ashore here over the next 30 minutes or so. Again, we do have a lot of precipitation out ahead of the main line of storms, so don't be surprised if you see some rain before you get some gusty winds here tonight as these showers continue to move across the lake, bringing that risk of gusty to damaging winds. Again, no tornado warnings in effect for Indiana or Michigan here at this time. We do have some stronger cells in the near the Illinois-Indiana border, across southern Illinois, southern Indiana, that we're keeping an eye on right now.
I was about to text Caleb something, but I'll say it out loud. If we get through the night without any single warning popping up on that bar, I'm gonna be so mad. Or not mad, but I'll be disappointed. I don't mean that in a way I want severe weather, but I think it's really cool the way the bar slides up and slides down. It's fascinating to me. So I want to see
At
that
3 in
bar
the
move.
morning, Ryan is amused by little things, including warning pop-up bars. But I kind of want to see it too, so I can't lie.
Yeah, it's late. It's late.
It's late. We've all had a very busy day, so and again a busy night to continue, especially for Indiana. Again, we are watching some individual supercells across southern Indiana. We'll go ahead and shift south here a little bit to give our Indiana followers an update here. Again, near Robinson, Illinois, area of tight rotation there, watching a supercell approaching the Indiana-Illinois border there. And then again, just to the south of Vincennes, have a tornado warning there near the Fairfield area. Again, more linear velocity signatures with that one there, which is a good news, more of a gust front versus individual couplets there. Still perhaps maybe some rotation just north of Mill Shoals there a little bit, but again, more of a pocket of RFD or some straight line winds there. So good news there with that. Not as strong as the rotation once was, but nonetheless, storms worth watching as they could tighten up or cycle through again. Again, our highest favorability for tornadoes is across southern Indiana here tonight. Again, better ingredients to work with down there. Not as good as what we had in Missouri and Illinois, but better than what we have across northern Indiana and southern Michigan here tonight. But currently, no tornado warnings in effect across Indiana at this time, and no severe thunderstorm warnings across Michigan as of 2:48 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
AM.
AM. It's late.
No, it's early.
Indeed. Probably the strongest area of rotation that I'm seeing here, relatively close to the Indiana border, is near Oblong, Illinois, just to the east of Willow Hill. That's that middle tornado warning there, getting fairly close to the about a county away from the Illinois-Indiana border there. So something to watch here going forward. Again, radar indicated rotation and quarter-sized tail, 1-inch diameter with that cell as well.
Yeah.
Again, severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for east central Indiana, including Crawfordsville, Indiana. Again, warned for 60 miles per hour wind, so it has been downgraded. It was previously warned
Hey Ryan,
for
Caleb,
70 miles per
right
hour.
now I'm noticing a little bit of an area just south of Rose Lawn. Does seem like it seems to be blowing out right now. We're all watching that right now in New Buffalo as a potential target.
Copy that. So that's the area here in Northwest Indiana. Moving up into the Berrien County area. Now, our chasers are positioned right here. If you see that little dot there, that is where our chasers are at. And this area is what they're talking about down here, moving up toward their direction.
Yeah, it appears sub-severe on radar
Mhm.
at this time, um, but definitely more of a linear feature there. Not really showing signs of any rotation at this point in time, but could have some gusty winds, perhaps to 45 miles an hour within that line there. We'll have to watch that. There is a special weather statement issued for Lake and Porter counties right now for winds that are sub-severe. We'll just have to see how that trends here over the next half an hour or so. Again, I believe yeah, wind gusts of 50 to 55, so just below severe criteria for that special weather statement. But again, sub-severe at this point in time, but we'll have to watch it closely.
Let's take a look around the state here. Let's go ahead and try and take our chasers. Anybody out there? Nope. And nope. We have Drew, we have Cody, we got Chris, and we got Ben, the Four Stooges at Berrien County. We also have our cameras across the state, as we always talk, or not always talk, but we partnered with a Michigan-based company, Guardian Technologies, who are providing and installing these cameras for us all across the state. We have numerous more planned, but we do have a couple that are live rolling here on the east side of the state. One up there in the top left, Burton, Flint area. Top right, Dearborn. Bottom left is Harbor Beach. That Harbor Beach cam looks pretty darn good, if I must say so myself.
Yeah, I got some cirrus clouds up there, maybe some alto cumulus moving in as well. Pretty cool.
Let's go ahead and actually take a zoomed in look at that, if I don't mind. See if I can't access the software here. There he is. There we go. Let's try that again. There's full screen Harbor Beach. Looking due north over the waters of Lake Michigan or Lake Huron there. Goodness, I'm tired. Yeah, pretty good view there. As always, shout out to the Guardian team.
Bear
Speaking
with
of,
me here, Ryan. I'm just
oh,
updating
you're all good.
some warnings here on Indiana's side.
Yeah, you're all good. Speaking of the Guardian team, we have numerous sponsors here. I'd like to shout these out as well while we're kind of in limbo here, given a little bit of a low, not really low, but a quieter period. We do have a couple to talk about. Let's talk McKay Tree Specialists, Southeast Michigan coverage, Lifestyle Exteriors for Central Michigan, Kuiper Tree Care, Grand Rapids area, Chaos Roofing and Siding, Central Michigan, Lansing area, Gull Lake Tree Pro, that's going to be for the Kalamazoo area, and then also FBI Buildings, pretty much the entire state of Michigan. Also have Storm Guard, we got Pro Powder. Storm Guard is in Detroit metro area, Pro Powder is in South Haven, Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding in the Thumb, and then also back to McKay. So sponsors here keep us rocking and rolling. So we want to shout those out every time we can. So if you guys need tree, roofing, or there we go. Didn't pop up on my screen. We're back now. Yeah, tree work, roofing, siding, exterior needs, powder coating, or audio security. We have the sponsors for you. You can visit our website to learn more about our sponsors. It is michiganstormchasers.com. Did Chandler see anything of notice or anything of note in, or wow. Did Chandler see anything in Illinois? The answer is yes. He saw a decent looking storm and wall cloud, but no tornadoes.
Yeah, really electrified storm as well. He had a lot of lightning on that storm, which really illuminated on the backside of that wall cloud quite nicely
Mhm.
and really made for a good visibility on that storm.
All right,
Unfortunately, oh, go ahead.
we have a new tornado warning coming in for the state of Indiana down here for Posey County. Very far, very far southwest Indiana here. Very small sliver of the state of Indiana. That's going to be for Posey County. It's going to be a radar indicate. Oh, it's actually confirmed tornado
Confirmed
warning.
considerable tag on it.
It's a PDS tornado
PDS.
warning
Yeah.
for the southwest portion of the state of Indiana. So let's go ahead and dive into this briefly here. $half size hail is the threat. Let's go ahead and try and locate that velocity signature. It's pretty cluttered, honestly. I'm guessing right there. I I
It's
mean,
hard to tell, kind of in a radar gap there a little bit. Did
yeah,
have a CC drop on it earlier in Illinois.
yeah. I don't, I don't see anything, but it is a PDS tornado warning. So PDS is particularly dangerous situation, and that's going to mean this tornado is likely a little bit stronger in nature. I don't see anything on radar. Is this confirmed via radar or via spotter? Let me tell the difference here.
Let me read the tag
It's
on it.
observed. It
Weather
is
spotters confirmed
so it's
tornado.
it's a weather spotter confirmed tornado there. Makes a little more sense there. Doesn't show up on radar though. So
Located near Equality or near Harrisburg, moving northeast at 60 miles an hour. Again, a confirmed tornado, an extremely dangerous tornado according to weather spotters.
that's going to be for the very far southwest corner of Michigan, or for Indiana there near the Evansville, Indiana area. Michigan currently no warnings in effect. We have some thunderstorms moving into the state though. Berrien County currently no statement, no warnings in effect. Again, the gust front though is still a little bit further lagging behind, so we'll have to kind of wait to see how that plays out here. Zooming in, take the K-Lot radar there. There we go. A little bit of a better look at that Valparaiso Portage area. These winds are pretty sub-severe here, so perhaps a overall low threat tonight across the state. Our fingers are crossed for that. For right now, at least, there's um, nothing too concerning for Michigan. But the night is young. Let's go ahead and take a look up here. Perhaps a little bit more organization here across Oceana counties. There's perhaps not much happening there velocity wise, but pretty loud boomers, we'll call them, across Oceana County as well. Let's make this county right. It's going to be Nuevo County. It's going to move up into Mason and Lake momentarily. I believe I nailed that.
I believe so.
Lafayette, Indiana, ASO station reports wind gust of 65 miles per hour. So Lafayette is gusting to 65 miles per hour. There is no warning in effect for Lafayette, and there is one now. Kokomo, Lafayette, Frankfurt area, West Central Indiana, now with a severe warning. 60-mile-per-hour winds is your hazard there. And
Yeah, a couple stronger Boeing segments there, just the west of Monticello and then north of Rensselaer too. A couple higher velocity signatures there in those Boeing segments there, not associated with our severe thunderstorm warning.
yep, going further north there as well. I think Caleb, you just talked about some of these maybe, but looks like we have
Yeah.
three
Yep.
distinct areas here of perhaps some brighter velocities or brighter reflectivities. Could indicate some heavier wind gusts there as well, a little bit stronger updrafts. But for Michigan right now, the threat is pretty much null until we get this line pushing up into the state, which is right about here. So it's raining in Berrien County and perhaps Cass County as well. But overall, not much going on. Let's check out the Kalamazoo cam while we have it. Facing north there, opposite direction of what we want it to face, but got a view facing north here out of the Kalamazoo area. As of now, though, severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect for Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, Branch, Hillsdale counties. That goes until 9 a.m. And this line of storms is moving very slowly, I've noticed, Caleb. Very, very slowly.
Yeah, it has slowed down a little bit. Have to monitor that here going forward as well.
I think Caleb and I both have on our minds it's going to be a long night for us. We're hoping it's going to move pretty fast and be over with pretty quickly, but no. But also potential severe risk tomorrow afternoon and evening for the eastern portion of Michigan. So we may be a very busy next couple of hours here for us.
And also, I want to note here the supercell that is currently moving near Indiana Illinois state line, near the Sullivan area, Prairie Creek area, Fairbanks area, is still showing signs of rotation there. So we'll have to watch to see if we do get a extension of that tornado warning to include Indiana. Again, very, very tight rotation. I'm actually going to turn on correlation coefficient here
Nothing.
to see if there's anything on the ground that would show a TDS.
Yeah, nothing
Um,
on my end. But of course,
I don't see a tornadic debris signature, but I do see a tornadic velocity signature. So very, very tight rotation there.
Yep.
Again, pretty high V route there, just off the west of York. So when I would expect to see an extension of that tornado warning into Indiana based on the latest velocity signature there. So again, Prairie Creek, Fairbanks, Shelburne, Sullivan, again, be in your safe place, interior room, bathroom, lowest level of your home. Be ready for that tornado extension here, which I would expect to be issued here fairly soon. Again, that is in southwest Indiana for reference, south of the Terre Haute area would be your biggest population center near that tornadic storm. Again, not really seeing any areas of immediate rotation across northern Indiana at this time. We did have a brief tornado warning for
Caleb,
Lake
we just got an
County, Indiana.
extension for that Sullivan
And
cell.
there we go. There it is.
Calling out warnings where they happen here at ISCN and MSC, like we always do. No, not to pat ourselves on the back. It's pretty easy to call these out once we see rotation. It's fairly easy. But again, it's extension there for Terre Haute area, Prairie Creek, York, Fairbanks, Farmersburg. Tornado warning, radar indicated, quarter size hail is possible as well. And again, area rotation back here. Still in Illinois, about to cross into Indiana here toward the York area, moving north and east. So again, Sullivan and points northward toward Terre Haute need to be in their basements, in the interior room of your house. Radar indicated rotation, so it's not confirmed at this time, but a tornado could develop at any second.
Yeah, very strong rotation with that supercell, I might add.
I agree. How is this system supposed to play out throughout the day, and how does a system like this impact air travel? Air travel likely impacted with wind gusts tomorrow. Winds are going to be very gusty, 40 to 50 miles per hour across Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. So that's going to be your biggest concern. As far as severe weather goes tomorrow, we are waiting to see how moisture returns act tonight into the morning hours. Tomorrow's severe event is going to be dictated by how much moisture we have available to us. So, with that being said, if we have less moisture, we're going to have a lesser severe threat. More moisture, more of a severe threat. We're not going to know
Yep,
that
we
until
like
the
to call
morning.
these risks. Yep, we like to call these setups conditional
Conditional.
setups. It's really dependent on how round one moves out, how the atmosphere recovers in comparison to where a cold front is, and where those ingredients fall into place. So there is a risk tomorrow, and we won't fully know the true extent of the risk until daylight hours tomorrow as we see what ingredients are left over and how the atmosphere recovers tomorrow afternoon. Conditional risk, not zero, so don't treat it as a non severe risk. There is severe risk tomorrow afternoon, but again, it's conditional on how the atmosphere recovers and destabilizes.
See a question from Tracy. Can I ask about Michigan City? You sure can.
Absolutely.
We're not gonna get to all the comments here, unfortunately, but we do have chat pulled up. We can see you guys. We're not always gonna focus on it. When we do, we'll get to the comments that we do see. So Michigan City here, you are in line for the little bit stronger of a cell here, perhaps some gustier winds here too, in about 5 or 10 minutes. There's nothing severe that we see. Let's go ahead and check velocity. Maybe some heavier wind gusts there, heading up your way here by um, the brighter green colors here could indicate some stronger wind gusts. But overall, nothing too concerning that we see past that. Caleb, new tornado watch coming in for South Indiana, I see. For Gibson, Pike, Posey, Spencer, and Vanderburgh counties and Warwick County until 5 a.m. Eastern.
Yep, I see that. And again, back to our PDS tornado warning in southern Indiana.
Oof.
The good news is I don't really see too much on that storm, Ryan. Good news is I don't see really
I don't
a
either.
TDS anymore. I don't really see anything. Again, still some rotation there with that supercell. But right now the biggest is hail. I mean, $half size hail being reported here with this supercell moving into southern Indiana. But again, in terms of the PDS tornado warning, which was prompted by a confirmed large tornado in southern Illinois, I don't see that on radar
I
anymore at
don't
this
either.
time. I don't.
I don't want to speculate too much, but I wonder if somebody got fooled by a hail shaft or a rain shaft thinking it was a tornado. There's just not much there via radar, but of course we're not there, so we can't make that call. But there's just not much there on radar
Right.
to support that.
Yeah, I don't really see a lot of times when you get these large and extremely dangerous tornadoes, you have a debris ball that likes to carry, and you'll see fallout from that, of which I am not seeing at this time. So that's good news, but
Mhm.
do not discount this tornado warning,
Right.
as there still could be a tornado on the ground, even though we don't see a debris ball at this time. Treat it as if there's one on the ground. So always treat a tornado warning as if there's a tornado in progress.
So we have Ben in here with us. I'm gonna have to refresh his feed. I wonder if he's been with us all the time. He's on the move. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and take Ben's stream full. We got Ben in the New Buffalo area with a wiper in the way, but we got Ben's feed here. Ben is running Starlink as well, so we should be seeing a really crystal clear stream quality for you. Again, Ben is in Berrien County, far southwest Michigan, and we also have that little. There he is. We're gonna say hi to him real quick when he gets back in the car. But we do have Ben out ahead of this a little bit of a heavier line, moving up toward that Michigan City area, as one of the people in chat here just asked about a few moments ago. But he is sitting just north of Michigan City in the New Buffalo area, as all of our chasers. So we'll see very soon here if these do contain some gustier winds in the storm. So we're going to go ahead and
Yeah,
mute
but no,
Ben's camera here. We're going to go ahead and try and contact him if you don't mind. Oh, our first pop-up of the night. This is going to be for, it looks like Indiana, Cass, Fulton, and Pulaski counties. Indeed. That is the warning bar. Caleb, do you see that?
I do, and it works.
It works. So that is going to be the warning bar. That's what's going to happen anytime a new warning is issued. Hopefully you guys saw that. If not, back it up 10, 15 seconds. But we have a warning, severe warning now in effect for the northern Indiana counties of Cass, of Fulton, White, and Pulaski County. 60-mile-per-hour winds and a tornado possible tag is the threat.
Yep. And also areas just to the north of that in Jasper County, Indiana. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of bulging there as well. Again,
Yeah,
nothing imminent in terms of a tornado, but again, starting to see some intriguing characteristics there, um, as some stronger winds bulging out within that line as well.
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we get additional either statements or warnings for these two individual cells. I'm going to take my screen back here before we talk to Ben, but um, this storm down here is the one that's warned. Go ahead and zoom out here or zoom in. This kind of hard to see, but there's a box here, yellow box. That is your latest warning here for northern Indiana. Places like Monticello included in that, Winnemac, Royal Center. Wouldn't be shocked though for these northern storms if they had a warning as well issued momentarily, because we do see some indications of perhaps some higher wind gusts.
Yeah, and if there is any rotation there, with our severe thunderstorm warning for Frankfurt, Kokomo, Deer Creek, Lebanon, Colfax, I would honestly have to say the best area of interest would be just to the northwest of Frankfurt, have a little bit of a QLCS notch there. Um, Nothing imminent for a tornado, but again, that area in particular has my eye a little bit, as does areas just to the north and west of Monticello, a little bit of a notch there as well. Very indicative of a QLCS setup that we have here tonight.
Caleb, I'm going to pop my camera and audio off. I'm going to put on a sweatshirt because believe it or not, I'm getting cold. So give me like
You get cold.
20 seconds. Yeah, I'm getting cold.
So while he's doing that, we're going to go ahead and keep looking here at radar here. Again, we're really watching these three cells in particular across northern Indiana, getting fairly close to the Berrien County line there between South Bend and Berrien County. Special weather statement still in effect for that line there. But again, a severe thunderstorm warning for Cass County. Again, 60 miles per hour wind gusts associated with that, and hail up to 3/4 of an inch possible. So just below severe criteria on hail. But again, seeing some gustier winds there, and I would not be surprised to see an extension of that severe thunderstorm warning into Jasper County as well. Seeing some stronger winds, perhaps trying to mix down there, and that is the third cell um, up there as well. Starting to see some stronger winds, starting to perhaps mix down there. Again, we do have a special marine warning in effect just offshore of Berrien County, um, which goes into an effect for another 20 minutes here, or I guess 19 minutes now. Again, looks like wind gusts in excess of 50 knots and has a waterspout possible tag on it. And that is largely part of the cell that moved offshore off of Gary that had that tornado warning earlier in northwest Indiana and Lake County that has since expired. I don't really see any real rotation over Lake Michigan at this point in time. A lot of our velocity signatures are parallel, where reds and greens are right next to each other. For rotation, we really need a tight couplet, a brighter area of reds and greens hugging each other, which would be more indicative of rotation. Not really seeing too much of that at this point in time. We do have so that cell across southern Indiana is starting to cycle through and show signs of increasing areas of rotation across southern Indiana, getting ready to move into southern Indiana near the New Haven area across southwest Indiana. So we are showing some signs of intensifying rotation with that cell. Wanted to point that to your attention as well, Ryan. You wanna, oh. I was talking about the southern Indiana PDS tornado warning issuing signs of cycling through, starting to see some broader rotation tighten up there near the New Haven area. Again, still a PDS tornado warning on that. Goes into effect for another 32 minutes here as well.
I wouldn't be shocked here. I'm not sure what you all talked about. I have my headphones out, but seeing some signs of increasing velocity here near the wheat field in Valparaiso area with this
Yep,
bone
just
segment.
we just talked about
Okay,
that.
perfect. Up here by Michigan City, we'll watch that area too, and you can kind of see a little bit higher velocity signature there. Not too concerning, like it wouldn't be like, oh, this needs to be warned. Nothing like that, but a nice like tonight, we're kind of picking out the a little bit of a anomalies, so to speak, in the radar presentation. Going back here to that tornado warning, not really seeing too much
And
there in velocity. Did you just talk about all this? I'm kind of repeating what you
go
said.
back down to the PDS warning. That one is cycling through and showing
Okay,
signs of intensification.
that's
That's the
still
strongest storm right now.
yeah. I,
By itself has a really nice hook echo on it.
okay.
Yeah, flanking line is visible on radar as well. So successful storm scale there, showing signs of re-intensification there. And it is all by itself as well, which is very concerning for Southwest Lower Michigan, or Michigan, Indiana, coming very close to the Mount Vernon area, as well as New Harmony, Indiana, Poseyville, you're on deck. Again, very strong rotation now being shown with that storm as it's cycling through. We'll have to keep an eye on that over the next few minutes here. Again, we do have a tornado warning just south of Terre Haute, Indiana, Fairbanks, Prairie Creek. But that rotation has since broadened out over the last few minutes, which is terrific news there. We have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings now for central Indiana still in effect um, for 70 miles an hour. A tornado possible now for Frankfort, including Howard County and Kokomo, Indiana. And then as we move just north of that, we have a severe thunderstorm
Yeah,
warning.
Ryan, Caleb. Right now, me and Cody and Ben are going to start traveling a little bit to the east here. We see a storm by La Crosse that looks a little bit more interesting, so we're going to start traveling east a bit.
Where is La Crosse at, Caleb?
Northwest Indiana.
I
I
see
think he's talking about.
LaPorte
That's the only thing I'm thinking of.
Cross. Oh, there it is, La Crosse. Okay, so
Oh,
he's
it's
talking about
that
the Boeing
southern
segment.
cell near
Okay,
Couts.
okay,
Yep.
yep. Okay, small town. Okay, we got it. Copy that, Drew. Thank you.
Yeah, that's there in yeah, Jasper, Porter County line there. Yeah, no severe thunderstorm warning on that cell though, but it is showing signs of perhaps some stronger winds mixing down to the surface there. And that is just to the southwest of LaPorte, Indiana, Jasper County, and I believe Porter County as well.
All right, let's go ahead and clear some places, Caleb. We have some places here in Indiana that are clear of the threat tonight.
Yep.
So we do have, if you know where you live on the map pretty easily, if you are west of this line here, actually, let me redraw that. From Portage, Indiana, down toward the Lafayette area and points to the west here. Though basically, the west tier of counties in Indiana, you are all clear tonight. If you are on the east side of this line, Fort Wayne, Newcastle, Muncie, Indianapolis, Bloomington, Seymour, Louisville, Kentucky, even, you have your risk yet to come. All right. This line is still just getting into the state. Numerous warnings in effect, both for severe and or tornado warnings. For the state of Michigan, there is nothing in effect currently, but we are watching two areas here, one near Michigan City and then one down here near Couts. One for Michigan City here is going to be, ooh, yeah, that needs a warning on it. Well, I can't really
Yep.
say that, but that needs a warning on it.
Yeah, I think
That is
Somebody's
indication
audio is
there for
cutting
50
in.
to 60 miles per hour on radar here near the Valparaiso area. That could use a warning there. So if you live in the Couts area, Hannah, La Crosse, Wanata, doesn't sound right. Indian Hill, Kingsford Heights, Haskell, you have some pretty strong wind gusts heading your way via radar velocity here. Caleb, I don't want to say this too early, but I'd be worried for a bookend vortex type feature with this as well.
Yeah, kind of looking at that a little bit. Not really an MCV, but we are seeing some notching associated with it. So something to watch. Right now, our velocity signatures are more parallel with each other. But if we do kind of see that hook in a little bit, we could see some, mesovortices spin up on the leading edge of that. As with all of these Boeing segments, really, again, a lot of turbulence, a lot of vorticity in the air tonight. So again, spin up tornadoes is still a risk in northern Indiana, even though it's lower than what we have in southern Indiana. As these storms evolved, it's not zero. So something we're going to have to watch. Again, this storm is approaching the US 30 corridor, getting ready to cross US 30 here between Valparaiso and the Hannah area. So that would be right along State Road 39 and US 30, coming into the Wanata area in South Wanata as well, right along US 30. Couts, the strongest portion of the storm is past you just off to your north and east. Missing North Judson, though, just a little bit. Same thing with Knox and Knox County, but coming up pretty close to US 30, just to the east of Valparaiso, approaching the Haskell area, Westville, Wanata, and Kingsbury, all on deck for that Boeing segment as well. Again, a lot of these storms are moving north and east around 55, 60 miles an hour. And I believe this one is as well. So moving fairly quickly to the north and east. But yeah, I definitely do see what you mean there with kind of that bookend vortex on the backside. So something we're going to have to watch closely.
Let's go ahead and take Ben's stream here while he's chasing. I'll go ahead and contact him via Zello. Ben, do you got a copy? Jackson, Michigan.
Yeah, I copy.
There he is. Cool. Jackson, Michigan's all clear for right now. Where are you heading, Ben? Got your stream pulled up full.
Oh, I'm on US 12 eastbound. I was just gonna head a little bit east, maybe towards Galeon. I might join up with Cody and Drew though, heading up to 94. So.
Copy that. Thank you. And we have a new warning popping up on the screen there for LaPorte, Marshall, and St. Joseph County
Yep,
in
that is for
Indiana.
that storm we were just talking about there, coming up to the US 30 corridor.
Let's go ahead and take our radar back here. Now, Caleb, do you have your radar pulled up so I can switch between the scenes? You do, actually. Cool. So we can put you on there. We'll take me just so you have it there too. We can switch back and forth. This one also 60-mile-per-hour winds and tornado possible tag. Wait for it to pop on the screen here momentarily. It is not on my screen yet.
Don't fail on me now.
There it is. It's very close to Berrien County. We are very, very close to Berrien County. In fact, we are only about 2 miles away from the state line, Michigan. So we are very close now to the state. This is going to be a severe warning. 60-mile-per-hour winds is your primary concern, but the tag for a possible tornado is definitely there as well. As we just talked about, bookend vortex feature, we could see some mesovortices try to spin up on the leading edge of this. Wouldn't be shocked. A lot of wind shear out there today. So IWX is the North Indiana office for the Weather Service. They issue the warnings here. So that's what IWX means, if you're wondering. They have decided to slap that tornado possible tag on this.
Again, no immediate risk for a tornado, but there's a lot of vorticity. And with these bookend vortexes, a lot of times you can get some shallow areas of embedded rotation that develop rather quickly. So a lot of times these tornadoes that do develop on these types of scenarios are rather weak, but they do spin up quickly and often without warning. So do heed this and take shelter if you are along the US 30 corridor. Valparaiso, just to the east of you guys, but Wantana, you guys are on deck, if not getting the winds right now as we speak. Hannah, you're on deck. Indian Hill, across Riverside, you guys are getting it right now. Just to the west of North Judson with the strongest winds northwest of you guys. Couts, you guys are in the clear for the night. You guys should be out of the worst of it right now. But again, LaPorte, you guys are on deck. Kankakee as well, down the line here in about 20 minutes or so.
New marine
And
warning
then,
now. Sorry, new marine warning for the Michigan City, the waters of Michigan City. No water spout expected, but winds greater than 50 knots is expected. So that's going to be for this general area up here, bordering Berrien County. That's going to be probably for that cell we're talking about there, just past Michigan City.
Yep.
Let's go and take a look
and
at
we
the
have a new
velocity on
tornado
that real
warning
quick.
as well for southern Indiana.
Okay, look at that in just a second here. But yeah, some heavier winds here just offshore of New Buffalo heading toward Berrien County. We'll keep a close eye on that. Now, Caleb said new tornado warning down here for the southern part of Indiana. That is true. Down here for the Evansville
Has been
north.
downgraded from PDS to tornado radar indicated. So some good news there.
Yeah, rotation here, it's visible, but it's also weak in nature. But definitely keep an eye on that. Go back to the radar here. You can definitely see the pronounced hook. At least you could earlier. You still can as this hook rolls back around. So we are keeping a close eye on that as this moves.
Yep, that
to
storm
the
does have a
northeast.
history of producing tornadoes in southern Illinois. It did have a PDS tag on it earlier for a confirmed tornado in Illinois. That tornado has since appeared to have lifted, but nonetheless, rotation is strong enough that a tornado warning has been issued. And I lost all connectivity on Facebook now.
Interesting. For those of you watching from the Michigan area, we are kind of dual coveraging tonight due to staff limitations. Caleb covers Indiana. I cover Michigan, usually, along with Joel. But Joel is out of town. We also have a lot of our staff either sick or chasing. So we are made the decision kind of last minute to kind of dual coverage this tonight. But luckily, Michigan has stayed quiet so far. But if you're wondering why we're covering Indiana or taking a look at Arkansas, for example, that is because we are kind of dual coveraging here. We have a new severe warning now for Cass and Miami counties. And that's going to go until 4 a.m. Hazard 60-mile-per-hour wind there. So new warning now coming in. I love that bar so much. I love how that pops in and out.
It is
Um,
satisfying.
it is very satisfying. But yeah, if you're wondering there, while we're kind of poking around here across the other areas, is because we're dual coveraging our Indiana account with Michigan tonight. So you all are combining into one stream. So luckily, so far, Michigan stayed quiet, but we could change that here momentarily. New report coming out here from the Indianapolis NWS. We have a report. It looks like a wind gust. I lost it already with so many notifications. Yeah, I lost that, so I can't get that back. Looks like a wind gust report, though. So perhaps something that triggered the warning for the Logansport area. So tornado possible tag on this one as well. Peru, Indiana, Walton, Galveston, Bunker Hill, Santa Fe area. Tornado possible tag. Caleb, this is getting close to your neck of the woods.
Yeah, it is. I'm in around the Wells County area, but another area of interest is near the Russiaville area, coming into Howard County. Maybe a little bit of some QLCS notching there, perhaps trying to get a foothold again. Very weak at this time. A lot of linear features here on the velocity, but an area of interest to keep an eye on. Again, that severe thunderstorm warning is tagged for tornado possible. No tornado warning in effect there, but some interesting features to say the least. Again, a lot of vorticity out there today as we watch these storms move across central and northern and southern Indiana.
I have a report coming out of the Rockville, Indiana area from fire department and rescue reports wind damage, extensive tree damage, barn damage, and road shut down from being impassable. That's going to be near the just north of Terre Haute
I-70
between.
corridor there. Yep.
Yep. So that is a report coming in. They're labeling it right now as wind damage. Wouldn't be shocked if it's wind damage, but also could have been a brief spin up there as well. We're not going to speculate. Could be either way. But if there's barn damage, usually when you have structure damage, that usually leans more so tornadic, but not always. So
Nope. Again, that'll be determined a lot of times in the daylight too.
Yep.
We'll look at this damage, be determined how it's laid down. Is it linear? Is there convergence, lofting, that sort of thing. So a lot of stuff that can't be determined tonight, unfortunately. So
Yep. So continuing our coverage here for Northern Indiana, I want to put the southern tier of counties in Southwest Michigan on alert. So Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, especially. Next half hour to an hour, this line, if it continues to hold its strength, will push up into the area. And with it, will bring the chance for a severe wind gust as well as a brief tornado. This is where our threat starts to materialize, perhaps. We'll see if this holds out, but we're getting closer to the Michigan border here, inching closer and closer every new radar scan. So we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Still
yep,
onto the
damaging winds is a primary risk, but we cannot rule out a brief spin up tornado with the enhanced vorticity that we have here in the atmosphere tonight. We've already seen those brief, what we call QLCS mesovortices, just embedded areas of rotation, try to take place, but generally these are short lived and brief as they're very shallow rooted in the lower parts of the atmosphere. So they don't typically are not long lived, but they can spin up quickly with little warning. So a lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings are tagged as tornado possible just because of that reason here tonight. So again, as a good rule of thumb, treat these severe thunderstorm warnings as a tornado warning and shelter in place just because of those embedded mesovortices that can spin up rather quickly. So a good rule of thumb here tonight. And that goes for anywhere across the region, whether you're Indiana, Southern Michigan. Just be prepared for that.
Hey, check the mod chat real quick, Caleb. I found that interesting. What I just said there.
Okay. That is interesting.
Yeah, just saying.
But again, nonetheless, we do have a severe weather risk is non-zero across southwest lower Michigan. Again, just as Ryan mentioned, Berrien County, Cass County, and areas just north of the I-90 corridor moving into lower Michigan. Be on alert for some gusty winds here over the next 30 minutes to an hour as these storms move onshore, or offshore rather, into Berrien County and north of the I-90 corridor. We don't have a severe thunderstorm warning currently, but we do have one just south of the border here, near the South Bend area and LaPorte area for some damaging winds to 60 miles per hour. Again, that does expire in 30 minutes with a tornado possible tag on it. So
we got to watch along this line too, Caleb. Not anything concerning, but that would be interesting to see if anything tries to take shape there.
It's kind of a part of the same Boeing segment here. But again, could have some bookend vortexes, some embedded mesovortices in there. So something to watch. And mesovortices don't always develop tornadoes either. Sometimes they can mix down some stronger winds aloft, bring that down in the form of RFD, and kind of enhance the wind at the surface as well. So another threat when we have these embedded areas of circulation, they don't always produce tornadoes, but they can enhance winds at the surface. So kind of a dual threat to watch for with these.
Going further south here for Indiana viewers, we have again numerous severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. I'm gonna go ahead and try and list off all the counties that are involved here. This may be a little bit of a list here. So we have LaPorte, we have Stark, we have St. Joseph, we have Marshall, we have Fulton, we have Pulaski, Miami, Cass, Carroll, Howard, Tipton, Clinton, Boone, Sullivan, Knox, all within a severe thunderstorm warning. We have a tornado warning for Posey, Vanderburgh, Warwick, and Gibson counties.
Yep. The tornado warning that was near Terre Haute has been allowed to expire. That storm has weakened significantly below severe criteria, and is no longer showing signs of any rotation. So, good news there for that location just south of Terre Haute, near the Riley area, Brazil area. That storm has weakened, but will have to be watched for any re-intensification with it or near it, as goes for any of these storms here tonight.
Well, let's go north here. We have a line of storms that has developed here near the Big Rapids area. And again, this should not be severe, but you're likely going to be woken up. If you're just waking up along the Reed City, Big Rapids area, Manistee, Cadillac, you are likely being woken up by thunder because that thunder is going to be loud out there, but no severe weather for you guys. Just a brief heavy
Yeah.
downpour, maybe some small hail. It'd be loud and kind of obnoxious, but no worries for
Just
severe
south of
effect.
Big Rapids, near the Canadian Lakes area, showing some signs, some small hail there.
Yeah.
There in that cell, right there where Ryan has highlighted there. Radar indicating maybe some P to perhaps maybe some dime there. Some smaller hail there. Sub severe at this point in time, but don't be surprised if you hear some pings on your windows from that storm just for some small hail. Sub severe at this point in time, though, but may wake you up if you're sleeping nonetheless.
Sarah in chat here says it's loud in Reed City. Hey, we have a Reed City viewer. Hey, Sarah, welcome to the stream.
Thank you for that. Yeah, thanks for the report too.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys see something, let us know. Let
Yeah,
us know. You
also,
guys are eyes and ears on the ground as well.
we do have a Facebook page for both Michigan and Indiana. The Indiana side, Indiana weather reports. On the Michigan side, Michigan weather reports. Feel free to join those Facebook groups. If you have reports of damage or storm pictures, feel free to drop those in the group. We'll see those. We may just share it on stream here as well. So that is at your disposal to use. We made those groups specifically for you as the viewers. We are going to turn off Facebook chat here for non-followers because we're getting a lot of spam in our comment section here on Facebook. So we're going to put an end to that, hopefully, by changing over to a little bit more of a restrictive chat here. So if you're following us on Facebook, you should have no problem chatting with us, but we have a lot of bots coming in now. So we are going to try to limit that.
Kind of keeps communications cleaner between you and us, and prevents spam from being promoted in our chat as well. We like a clean work environment across the board. Makes it easier for you guys as well. So
Absolutely.
just kind of some housekeeping stuff across the board. Again, no severe thunderstorm warnings yet for the state of Michigan. We do have a special marine warning still in effect for northern portions of Lake Michigan, off the coast of Green Bay, for 40 knots, and that does expire in 50 minutes. As well as a special marine warning off the coast of Berrien County from Benton Harbor all the way down to New Buffalo Township. Again, 49 knots with that if you're a mariner out there. It does expire in 25 minutes. We'll have to see how that line of storms is called as it moves ashore. Right now, if I had to say, the strongest winds are currently south, just south of the state line there of Michigan, but still some gusty winds coming ashore into far southeastern or western Berrien County there, just north of LaPorte there. That gust front is starting to come ashore.
Emma in chat with a $2 super chat. Thank you for your support. Emma says Central Indy metro area ish, mostly a wind threat. Central Indy. Let's go down to Indy here. Not much right now heading your way, but eventually next hour or two, yes, it would be a gusty wind threat. A brief tornado cannot be ruled out, but mostly a wind
We'll have
threat.
to watch those cells there just to the south and east of you. You can kind of see that near the Greencastle area. Those storms are going to move northeast towards the Indy Metro. Right now, the strongest storm to your north between Lebanon, Indiana, and Kokomo and Howard County is going to move off to your north and west. But again, we'll have to watch those cells to your south and west just to see how they evolve as they move north and east at about 60 miles an hour or so. So definitely not out of the woods yet for Indy. Right now, nothing immediate. But again, we'll have to watch those cells to your south and west as they impact the city over the next hour or so.
Israel 42 with a $2 super chat asks, how is Winchester and Louisville? So, Louisville, I'm assuming Kentucky, you are clear for now, but not for long. Next 3 hours or so, expect storms to arrive in Louisville. Winchester, help me out, Caleb. Is that over here on the west or the east side? I know
Yep,
it's in the southern.
just no, go over towards Richmond, Indiana,
Oh, okay.
and it'd be go over there.
There it
Yep,
is, Winchester.
yep. Zoom in there.
Yep, you got it
Yep.
right there. So, Winchester, you got a long way to go. Storms should be weakened by the time they get to you, but still could see an isolated severe gust and perhaps a brief tornado over there as well. But the threat would be much higher off to your west with these storms currently. I would expect them to arrive a bit later on, probably closer to 6 or 7 a.m. this morning.
Yep. We'll keep that monitored. I know a lot of people were in chat earlier from that area. You know, a lot of people are on edge just because yesterday was the 1 year anniversary of the Winchester high end EF3 tornado, which is 1 year ago tonight, actually, which would have occurred a few hours ago, 1 year ago tonight. So I feel for you there for those of you with storm anxiety from that event. But good news is the severe weather event should decrease a little bit with eastward extent, but nonetheless, we'll continue to monitor that and post accordingly.
Sky with a super chat, $2. Thank you, Sky, for your support. How does Lansing area look for tonight? Very tired. Sky, you have many hours if you want to go to bed right now. You got about 3 or 4 hours before storms get to you, and they should be, I'm going to say probably non-severe by the time they get to you, but still could see some gusty winds. It's a low threat across the state, much highest here in the southwest corner of the state. Not too concerned with Lansing as of right now. So I'd say go to bed. If you want to be safe, set an alarm, probably about 6 or 7 or so. Check back in. Go ahead and check in with this storm here down by the Knox area. Perhaps a tail end Charlie taking shape there. Do you have a better velocity look on that, Caleb, or no?
Yeah, radar scope shows a little bit better. A weak at this time, but still maybe a little bookend vortex there on the south side. You can kind of see a little bit of a hook on radar. You can kind of see it there.
New warning now popped up just as it entered the new database here. Elkhart, Fulton, and Kosciuszko County. That's going to be a warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Wait for it to pop on Omega. Man, our alert bar is faster than Radar Omega. Ain't that something? There
Yeah.
it is.
It's immediately as soon as the meteorologists or radar operators hit that enter key, it pops up on your screen.
Crazy.
So a lot of times you will see it before radar sees it.
Some of you guys probably see it before we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Napanee, Plymouth, Warsaw, Walnut, Rochester area, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Tornado possible tag with this. I also want to take note of this up by LaPorte. We could see our first warning be issued here for Berrien and Cass County. Not going to say it will be, but if anything's going to go warned here in the state, it's going to be Berrien and Cass momentarily here. The storm by LaPorte is moving to the northeast towards South Bend. So we'll see what IWX decides to do.
And there is some small hail being indicated on radar near LaPorte and Kingsbury. Again, sub-severe at this moment, but between dime-size hail and pea-size hail within there as well. I'd have to lean closer to the dime-size hail looking at radar. So that is sub-severe. For severe, we need quarter size or greater. Wind is still your primary threat with a low-end tornado threat, but there is some hail in that cell as well.
Go ahead and check south here toward the Terre Haute area in Vincennes. So Vincennes, you're about to be all clear. I know we have some Vincennes and Terre Haute people in chat with us tonight. So Vincennes, right now, you are pretty much on the back end of this cell. Not much to be concerned about. It looks like you guys split the storms in the Vincennes area. Down here closer to Evansville, tornado warning continues for the, where am I at? I'm way down south. Hold on. There we go. Just north of Evansville area. Warning continues for the Armstrong, Johnson, Poseyville area. Not seeing too much in the way of concerning velocity there. Very broad, very weak in nature for our rotation. So we'll see how that evolves. But otherwise, yeah, Terre Haute looks to be okay as well on the backside of these cells. So if you live in Vince's and Terre Haute, all clear in about 10 or 15 minutes for you guys, as well as the Attica area, the western portion of the Indiana here. You guys are all clear. So if you happen to live on the east side of these storms, though, Indianapolis, Muncie, Fort Wayne, Newcastle, Columbus, Seymour, Bloomington areas, you guys still have these storms to get through.
Yep, we're watching your storms to your southwest if you're in Indy Metro there. Um, Again, Berrien County, you guys are on deck here. The strongest winds coming into Kankakee right now, approaching the South Bend area. So we'll have to watch that storm very, very closely. Again, special marine warning also in effect off the coast of Berrien County as well for that gust front, as Ryan just highlighted there.
Watching that
We'll have to
closely.
see. Yeah,
Where are our chasers at?
so
Let's
if
go
you're
ahead and
along,
check on our chasers real quick.
yeah.
We got Ben. So wrong screen. There we go. Bring Caleb back in here. They just trimmed that warning for the LaPorte and Kankakee area. Continue threats for the 60-mile-per-hour winds and a possible tornado tag. Nothing imminent that we see for tornadic wise. But if you guys notice here on the radar, the bright reds on this side and a little bit of a darker red on this side, that is your gust front where those kind of meet together. That's going to be your source of damaging winds and also perhaps a brief tornado. Right now, not seeing anything tornadic wise.
The
But
one
if
area that
that were
does
to
has
be,
my eye, yeah, we
go
are
ahead.
in a radar gap just north of Howard County, near Grissom Air Force Base. A little bit of a couplet there. Again, we're in between radars. We're in between Indianapolis and IWX there. Um, but just to the southwest of Wabash County, near Grissom Air Force Base, a little bit of a couplet there. Just to the north of Kokomo, Ryan, right
Yeah,
there where you
that's what
see
I thought it
31.
was.
Yeah, a little bit of a kind of a bookend vortex there, QLCS. Again, we're getting a poor interpretation just because we're in between radars there, but there is a little bit of a notch there, so we'll have to watch that area very closely.
A new warning just issued down here for central Indiana for Madison, Clinton, Howard, and Tipton counties. 60-mile-per-hour winds is your only hazard with that particular warning. Berrien County is in the, we're not going to call it a squall line, but it's in that little linear segment here. So Niles, Dowagiac, and Penn, we're talking Michigan now for the first time tonight. As this line moves up your direction, be alert for damaging wind, not damaging winds, strong wind gusts, perhaps damaging wind gusts. There's no warnings yet, but we do see some brightened velocity here. Not as strong as it was, but it is pushing up your direction. Probably get some gusty winds regardless. Maybe sub-severe, maybe close to severe. We'll see. We'll see if IWX decides to extend that warning further into the state here into Michigan. If not, perhaps a statement. We'll see what they do. But again, if you're in the Berrien County, Cass County area, Buchanan, Niles, Dowagiac, Penn, Edwardsburg, that general. All right, we're back. We're back,
Hey, can you
Caleb.
hear me?
Yeah, we're back.
All right.
Looks like OBS on our end, which is our streaming software, keeps disconnecting. But we do have automatic disconnection. We call it protection. So it should automatically reconnect us. So if we do drop out like that again, give it a couple minutes. We also have backups in place. If we do drop this stream, we do have our old streaming software still we can use. It's not set up like this, but we do have backups to use. So just give us a second. If we do drop, we'll go back live. No questions asked there. But apologies for that. We are back. Second time it's happened tonight. I think it's my internet. We'll see. But apologies. I'm not sure what we were talking about there, but
We were talking about this gust front starting to come into Berrien County there in southwest lower Michigan, and then we had some other severe thunderstorm warnings pop up across central Indiana as well.
we're gonna try and get a hold of
We
Cody
still have
here.
one.
Whoa.
Hey, Ryan, Caleb, right now me, Ben, and Cody are in Galion, Michigan, and we're about to get some pea-sized hail potentially with this line. We're about to intercept it here shortly.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
about.
there you go.
I was about to talk to Cody there. Let me get Drew here. All right, Berrien and Cass County severe warnings now. Did we call it out before it popped up, or did it already pop up?
It popped up.
It already popped up. Are you serious? Did I miss it?
Well, on my end, I don't know about OBS. I wasn't looking. I was looking at Twitter.
All right, there it is. Did our warning bar not work there? Do I gotta refresh that too? No, it's working.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what happened there. So no, and we're back.
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, Cass County, Berrien County, 60-mile-per-hour winds, tornado possible tag. If this continues to drop, we're gonna have to switch our software back to the old way of doing things. So again, this is all new software for us. I'm not sure why it's dropping out so fast or so much. So I apologize about that. Nothing we can do on our end. It appears to be a problem with the software itself. I'm not sure why it's doing it. We can look into it after the stream is over. But again, severe warning now in effect for Cass County, Berrien County, Southwest Michigan, 60-mile-per-hour winds, possible tornado tag on it. When our stream goes down, what happens to it? Does it just say disconnected? Like, what does it give you a message or something? Because I don't know what it looks like for you guys. Anyway, I was going to talk to our guys as well before we disconnected. So we'll go ahead and take a look here real quick before we do this. Anybody live? We got Drew. We got Ben. Let's go ahead and take Drew full here. Kind of toggle between these two. Got Ben. Actually, Ben has a good view there of some gusty winds. Check that out.
You can kind of see the flag there for reference there on the right of your screen there. You can see that blowing.
I got Drew with a lost signal there. So we'll just leave it on Ben for now. Again, severe warning in effect here for Berrien and Cass County. Before we cut out, Caleb, I asked you if you wanted to post that graphic from SC. I don't know if you want me to do that. I can do it if you want me to.
It's already up.
Oh, perfect. I don't even know why I asked. Caleb's on it. Thank you. And we are going to be live here for the rest of the night, more than likely. Man, really gusty winds there. Let's go ahead and try and talk to Ben. Actually, let's unmute him. Nope, no audio coming through for him. Hey Ben, how's it looking out there? I see your flagpole in front of you is waving pretty strongly. Not sure if he's going to respond or not, but we'll take our radar back here. There we go. Let's talk about the storm here. So again, if you're just joining us, I see we have an influx of viewers here. No sound. Are you guys serious?
I can hear you on my end, Ryan, but
It's going through.
yeah,
on
let
our
us
end.
know in the comments.
It's going through. Okay, thank you. All right, so
Yep,
the
and I am in a
area,
severe thunderstorm warning now.
so the gusty winds here, Bridgman heading in toward Buchanan and Niles here, toward Dowagiac and Penn eventually, but we're seeing Berrien Springs, Baroda, Pokagon, Niles, Edwardsburg, Granger, Cassopolis, Dowagiac, and Penn, all within a severe warning. The gusty winds here we're seeing along the line from Bridgman, where I'm drawing my circle here, all the way down toward Kankakee, pushing north and east. So Berrien and Cass counties, severe warning in effect, as well as a potential for a brief possible tornado as a tag there, as you see on your screen. So we'll be tracking this. Nothing that we see rotational wise that looks to be concerning as of right now, but we'll keep an eye on it.
I just sent you a message.
Yeah, if we had Ben's stream pulled up, you guys had probably dead air time for a second. So that's probably what it was. So we'll be live here tracking it. We are kind of dual covering both Michigan and Indiana tonight. So we'll be covering Michigan primarily, but if anything looks concerning for Indiana, we'll also cover that as well. We have almost 375 viewers in here from Indiana, as well as about 397 from Michigan on Facebook. So pretty close viewership here from both states. So welcome in, guys. We're doing our first dual coverage here. Not
Hi there. Yeah, I lost connection for just a second, but yeah, it's a little breezy out here. There was a bit of pea-sized hail that came through with this as it passed on through. Sheets of rain definitely falling down. We just got in the backside of it. We're probably gonna follow it eastward at this point.
sounds good. Keep us updated.
Will do.
That is Ben, as you see on your screen here, from the Galleon, which is in Berrien County, Michigan. Go back here to our radar and look at what's going on here. So not much has changed. We're going to watch this very closely. Again, severe
Have you
warning
seen the
continues.
mod chat?
Yeah, I saw the mod chat. I'm grinning over here. So Berrien County, Cass County, the warning expires in 23 minutes. That means it expires at 4:15 Eastern.
Again, I am looking at an area of interest though, Ryan. Moving into Wabash County, Indiana, just south of Erie. A little bit of a couplet there, QLCS rotation being detected there, just to the west of LaFountain, east of Peru, southwest of Wabash. So nothing imminent at this point in time, but there is a little bit of a QLCS notch. We call that a mesovortice,
Where is that at?
showing there on radar. Coming into Wabash County, just southwest of Wabash, due west of LaFountain.
Okay.
Yep, right there. You can kind of see the couplet there.
Yep.
The severe thunderstorm warning is tagged for tornado possible, as well as 60-mile-per-hour winds.
We have what appears to be Chandler coming back into trying to find where he's at. I'm not sure. He said he's coming up on Kokomo, so he's already back in the area here. So we may have another eye on the storm here with Chandler coming back into play. So again, look, it's late. It's early. I don't care. We're tired. Bear with us. So Berrien, Cass County, severe warning continues. Looking at an area here just south of the border near the South Bend. Looks like a little bit more so heightened velocity, perhaps. Not again, nothing concerning tornadic wise yet, but if anything's going to happen, it's going to be along where these greens and reds are coming close together. They're not touching. They're pretty weak in nature, but if anything's going to happen, it's going to be in that general vicinity. And bear with us here. Like we said before, Caleb and I are doing everything tonight by ourselves. We have no additional help. It's just him and I doing 2 pages, messages, stuff like that. So bear with us. Maybe some dead air time here. Radar is up there. We're having information streamed to us real time. So if anything happens, you'll know about it ASAP as soon as we do.
Yep. With that being said, Berrien County, still severe thunderstorm warning in effect. 60 miles per hour winds, tornado possible, and that does include Cass County as well. Edwardsburg, Cassopolis, Dowagiac, all on deck. Currently, the strongest portion of the gust front is still in Berrien County, as well as Elkhart County, Indiana, as well. Or not Elkhart County, I apologize. It would be, I believe,
Elkhart County, isn't it?
yeah, Elkhart County and St. Joseph County, but I believe, yeah. Sorry, it's late. Sometimes I get my counties mixed up at 4 in the morning. But again, areas on deck here in Michigan. We have Berrien Springs, Pokagon, Niles, Bertrand, all on deck here. Again, Glendora, Galeon, you guys are out of the risk right now. The strongest portion of the storm has moved off to your east. We have Dowagiac, Pokagon.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, yep.
Buchanan, Niles, Bertrand, Evertsburg, Pokagon, Berrien Springs, Cassopolis, Penn, and I'm gonna probably butcher this, Euclair and Valenia.
I was gonna let you handle those. That's why I didn't say them.
I was
You're
trying to let
welcome.
you handle those. I was trying to bounce
Well, you
back
know
and
what?
forth,
It's
but
it's 4 in the morning, and you know I'm gonna butcher those at 4 in
oh
the
yeah,
morning.
so do our followers. Our followers know very well we butcher these names. But no, nothing tornadic wise right now concerning here for Varian or
Yeah,
Cast.
strongest area of rotation that I can see right now across central Indiana, coming into Wabash County. Again, we do have a QLCS couplet there. Um, Nothing that signals a tornado is imminent at this time, but there is some broad rotation showing up right on the leading edge there. As Ryan circles there, Wabash County line there, just south of the highway there, US 24. Again, that is going to move east, kind of splitting Wabash and the Fountain there a little bit as well.
Go ahead and
Again,
put
nothing.
the. Go ahead.
Nope, I was going to say no tornado imminent with that, but it is an area of interest to watch here going forward.
We'll also say Van Buren County should be on alert if Grand Rapids
Yep.
NWS decides to extend that warning. Van Buren County, which is going to be the county to the west of Kalamazoo, would be on deck for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Kalamazoo camera. We actually haven't. We're back. Again, guys, there's nothing we can do about that. It keeps popping in and out. It's our software. We are going to try and fix that. We will fix that. That cannot happen in the future. So we are going to work to figure out why it's happening and try to fix that going forward. So bear with us. It will reconnect. We have reconnection on there. So it might freeze for a few seconds, 20, 30 seconds. We'll be back though. If the stream ends up dropping, give us a second. We'll use our backup software, which doesn't have this problem. We'll be going back live on all the accounts. So bear with us. New tornado warning now for the southwest portion of Indiana. We have some decently strong rotation now heading in toward the Oakland City, Francisco, Somerville, and Mackey areas. Keep an eye on that. Little weak signature there to the west of South Bend. Very, very weak in nature, but kind of not going to say a little, not going to say couplet, but kind of like a little notching going on there.
I'm coming up upon that right now.
Bear with me here, Ryan. I'm actually going to get up real quick. I'm actually going to go shut a window that I have open before the storms reach my location so my house does not get a wash.
It'll be fine.
I'll be back in 2.
All right. I'll be counting. All right. So this warning continues for 15 more minutes for Berrien and Cass County. It's going to be for the southern portion of Berrien. So if you're north of Benton Harbor, you're not in this warning. But I would suggest Van Buren County, which is the county above this, be on alert. Perhaps Kalamazoo County as well. We could see an extension of this warning, although right now, at least, excuse me, we're not seeing too much in the way of anything significant wind-wise. So we'll see what they do with this warning. Now, there's 2 offices here between the current warning and then Van Buren and Kalamazoo. So Grand Rapids NWS has these counties, Kalamazoo and Van Buren, while Northern Indiana has Berrien and Cass. So different jurisdictions here in charge. We'll see what Grand Rapids NWS decides to do with this, if anything. Looks like Caleb's back here with us. Welcome back to
Yep,
the
sorry
stream,
about
Caleb.
that, everybody. Yep, glad to be back. I thought of a window that was opened, and before the rain gets here, I thought it might be a good idea to shut that, as it is a westward-facing window.
Yep.
Don't need the carpet washed today.
Are you sure?
I mean, I do have 2 kids, so a shampoo may not be out of the question, but I don't need Mother Nature to help me out with that tonight.
Let's go and take a look at our chasers here. We got Ben still out there. Buchanan area. So he is back basically in the heart of this storm. Looking on the radar here, they're on the backside of this particular system. So we'll see. Kind of want to see some lightning on the stream here.
Yeah, I'd agree. Hey Ryan, pull up CC Southern India.
Okay, will do. Let's go ahead and switch back over to the radar here. Do you have it on your screen? I can pull you real quick.
I had it on my phone. I'm getting ready to pull it up here. Let me pull
Yeah,
up
we're looking at
here.
that here. I'll keep myself north if you want to focus on south.
Let me match it up here real quick. Yeah, possible tornado on the ground, Southern Indiana. It does match up with velocity here. There, the area I've highlighted there, you see those deeper colors there. Again, if I zoom out here, Petersburg's right here. Evansville is to the south. Again, Evansville's radar is right here. Again, we are right here just to the south of Francisco here. If I circle that, in comparison with velocity there, again, this has moved just a little bit, so a little bit behind here, but this did pair up nicely a few seconds ago. Again, you can kind of see that right there. So again, possible tornado on the ground moving towards Oakland City, Indiana. Still radar indicated here, but there is a possible TDS there on radar moving just to the south of Francisco, west of Summersville, moving northeast. I believe 55 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour northeast there. But
Yeah,
again,
and that,
possible tornado on the ground. It does move with the couplet.
yeah,
Very,
it's
very
just
tight
easy.
rotation. So I would have to assume tornado is on the ground here, moving towards Oakland City, Indiana. And again, this is for northwestern Warwick County, southwestern Indiana, northeastern Vanderburgh County, southwestern Indiana, and Gibson County, as well as Pike County. Again, be in your safe place. If you are in Oakland City, Indiana, coming into the Winslow area as well. Again, center your home, basement preferably, interior room, stairwell, bathroom, all great ideas. Again, Oakland City, now's the time to get into your safe place as a tornado appears to be on the ground. At this point in time, CC is still there. Again, this is your gust front right in here, but the area of interest that is most interested for me in terms of a tornado, let me click on that, here we go, is this guy right here. As I turn on velocity here, there's your couplet just on the leading edge of that, so it could be a little bit ahead, but again, possible tornado on the ground. This is a QLCS tornado moving towards Oakland City, Indiana, and
Caleb,
southwestern
they just went
Indiana.
PDS on this one. PDS tornado warning for Southwest Indiana.
Okay, yep, confirmed tornado on the ground, particularly dangerous situation. There is a confirmed debris ball on radar with that, confirmed via radar. Ryan, take over. I'm gonna update that on the page
Okay.
here.
Okay, cool. Let me go and take my screen back here. And this is
I just
again
gotta.
for South and West Indiana. This is not in Michigan. Just want to clarify, we're dual coveraging this thing tonight. We do have a severe warning still in effect for Berrien and Cass County in Southwest Michigan for gusty winds, although that radar does not look too concerning. We do have a PDS, though, for Indiana viewers in the far southwest corner of the state. So Oakland City, Winslow, Otwell, Velpen, Pikeville, Petersburg, Arda, and Iva. Be in your safe place, underground, interior room, no windows. That is going to be a tornado on the ground. It could be a very large tornado on the ground in the southwest corner of the state. For the counties, this is going to be for Pike County, and this PDS warning goes until 4:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Central. Further east to be Jasper, Huntingburg, Luguti, that's a weird name, Shoals, and
Sure.
French Lick. Again, that's going to be downstream of this warning, not currently in the warning, but will be in the path of this storm. So again, Pike County here, Winslow, Oakland City, Pikeville, Velpen, Otwell, Petersburg, be in your safe place. There is a tornado on the ground. It could be large and or strong in nature. Back up here to the Berrien County area, we're not seeing too much that signifies severe is happening, although the severe weather warning continues for a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, as well as a possible tornado. There's nothing here that we see for tornadoes. Could see some gusty winds along this front here over the Buchanan Niles area back through Benton Harbor. We'll see if this continues to be the case, and we'll see what Grand Rapids does for Van Buren and Kalamazoo County, perhaps St. Joseph County in Michigan if we get that far. It looks like a report of pea-sized hail coming out of Cass County, Indiana. We do have two Cass counties. We have Indiana, we have Michigan side, so that's kind of confusing. Also, two St. Joseph's as well. Um, but pea-sized hail reported on the Indiana Cass County side there. Holy cow! Facebook chat may need to be shut down temporarily because we're being bombarded by bots right now.
Yeah, I see that. Go ahead and shut it down.
Apologies to our Facebook viewers. We're going to try to eliminate these bots here real quickly. I mean, it's already on. All right, we're going to have to shut that down. We'll try to reopen it here in 5 or 10 minutes, but apologies. We are being absolutely
All right.
bombarded.
Oakland City, tornado is approaching you right now. Large debris ball on radar approaching Oakland City as I speak. Again, tornado is on the ground, tornado in progress. Coming into Oakland City, Indiana. Again, this is in far southern Indiana. PDS tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation. Again, a debris ball is on radar approaching the city. Has just moved through Oakland
Yeah,
City.
just moved through.
Yep, my radar's a little bit behind. So Winslow, you guys are on deck. Marysville, Littles, all of you guys need to be in your safe place. Again, interior room. A large tornado is on the ground with a debris ball on radar. Again, the city of Oakland just happened to be appeared to have a hit and could have damage there.
Pike and Gibson County, Southwest Indiana, for those watching. So places involved: Littles, Campbellton, Winslow, Ayrshire, Marysville, Cato, Servant, Otwell. In your safe place. Basement is preferred. No basement, then go ahead and get into an interior closet with no windows. That is your safest place to be. And again, for those of you watching for either coverage for Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, we're doing dual coverage tonight. So bear with us here as we kind of navigate the highest risks here. But again, severe warning continues up here again in Michigan, although nothing really concerning on radar here that we see currently. So that's what we're kind of pivoting around, going for the other areas here as well. We'll keep an eye on that, as well as these other areas. For example, for the Huntington area, we have a brief shot of gusty winds here along the QLCS line. Not going to be surprised to see a couple severe gusts out of that. And then further south here, again, the biggest concern in the state right now is Indiana. And that's going to be a PDS tornado warning in effect here. It looks like a direct hit just occurred in Oakland City, Indiana. Look at that.
Yep. That debris ball just happened to pass.
Goodness gracious.
Looks like County Road 25 South, just north of State Road 64.
That was a
moving northeast.
Hit.
Yeah, direct hit in Oakland City, moving towards Winslow. This is just to the east of I-69. So again, the I-69 corridor, be on alert across Pike County, Indiana. Moving towards the Winslow area here in the next few minutes. Again, a very large debris ball now on radar. Some of that could be fallout, but again, still a debris ball nonetheless. Again, a really pronounced hook echo as well. Moving right towards Littles. Littles, now's the time to be in your safe place. You are seconds away from this tornado. Campbelltown, you guys are on deck about a minute out as well. Again, lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you as the outside. This is a particularly dangerous situation, meaning we have a large and dangerous tornado in progress. Has been confirmed via radar. Right now, it is just past Springtail Lake, moving just to the northwest of Marysville. Again, a very large debris ball on radar just to the east of Dongola, State Road 57, just to the east of you. Moving northeast, a considerable tag on this PDS tornado warning.
And they also just extended that warning, not a PDS, but they extended it into the counties of Martin and Davies.
Yep. I'm going to update that, so go ahead. And,
I actually got a post going out right now.
Oh, excellent.
So it's all you. Your radar's live.
Perfect. Let me find. Here we are. So here is your debris ball right here. This is your tornado right in here that I'm circling here. Again, just to the east of State Road 57, moving towards Littles. Littles, you guys are minutes away from this tornado. Again, CC is a few minutes behind, so I would not be surprised if you are seconds away from Littles here. Again, Campbelltown. Here's State Road 57. Here's I-69. Oakland City did appear to have a direct hit. As Littles, very, very close to you. Here's your debris ball here, just to the east of Littles. Again, Campbelltown, right on your doorstep, seconds away. Tornado is still on the ground. Road references here. Zoom in. Yeah, East County Road 150 South And looks like cross section South Meridian Road here is your debris ball here in this half-mile square. Again, moving rapidly north-northeast at 60 miles an hour. I believe is what this is for. Yes, moving northeast at 60 miles an hour. Again, PDS tornado warning. Tornado is on the ground, moving towards Caddo, State Road 56. Algiers, you guys need to be in your safe place. Again, tornado is in progress on the ground and has been on the ground here for a few miles now. Again, PDS tornado warning now in effect for southern Indiana.
Also, for those in Michigan, Berry and Cass County warnings have been canceled. There are no warnings currently in Michigan anymore. There are no warnings in northern Indiana anymore. So that threat has subsided. As we talked about 5 minutes ago, the storm looks
Yep.
kind of weakened in nature. As such, the warnings have been dropped by the Northern Indiana office. So again, we're dual coveraging tonight, Michigan and Indiana. So if we're talking about other areas, please bear with us. Right now, there is no immediate threat for severe weather in Michigan. We are watching radar. Caleb has Indiana. I have Michigan. Currently, nothing that we see that looks concerning for the state of Michigan. Just some gusty winds in the far southwest corner.
And again, very, very tight velocity signature just to the west of Winslow in southern Indiana. Back to our PDS tornado warning. This is the strongest storm in the state of Indiana at this.
We're back.
All right, welcome back, guys. Again, tornado still in progress here. Campbelltown in southern Indiana. A large debris ball over you right now. So appears the tornado is still on the ground. Take it back to velocity here. Yeah, again, a very, very tight signature here moving into town. In fact, it's probably already over town, if not past town, moving towards Algiers, State Road 356, State Road 56 near Cato. Again, interior room, lowest level.
All right, we should be back now. Let us know if you can hear. We are likely going to switch our softwares around here because this is absolutely ridiculous and this should not be happening. It cannot happen. So what I'm going to do, Caleb, continue talking. I'm going to set up a stream on our old software. We're going to switch over so we don't have this problem anymore.
Yep. Right now we are watching a PDS tornado warning for southern Indiana. Again, does not include the city of Jasper, Portersville. You guys are on deck. A confirmed tornado has been on the ground since Oakland City. Looks like to have impacted near Littles, Campbellton. A little bit lesser of a signal now. I'm not sure if this storm is cycling or not, but again, a large and dangerous tornado has been reported with this storm and has been confirmed by radar. Again, a debris ball has been steady here for the last 5 to 10 minutes here. Switch back to velocity here. Again, this is outdated here. Let me switch radars here. Yeah, not really. Yeah, it's still showing the old frame as well. But again, moving right into Campbelltown, and I believe the tornado is already past Campbelltown. This is an old image here. So if you guys are in Algiers, you guys are on deck, seconds away. Iva, you're on deck. Otwell, again, safe place, center room, lowest level of your home. Interior room, basement preferably if you don't have one. Bathroom, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, this tornado is moving northeast at 60 miles an hour. So we're not talking minutes, we're talking seconds here for many, as this tornado is moving very, very quickly to the northeast. Again, having some clutter here on the leading edge for the gust front here. Again, what's left of your debris ball is right in here, or I would assume right in here. So it has perhaps potentially lifted, but it could also be going over some rural area as well. Maybe some cornfields, stuff like that. So it may not be picking up a lot of debris. So again, treat this as if this tornado is still on the ground, still showing a very tight velocity signature as well. So, and it could easily cycle through and reproduce as well. Elsewhere across the state, again, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued in Northern Wells, Huntington, Whitley County, Allen County, as well as a little bit of DeKalb County, just to the south of Kendallville as well. Again, this is warned for 65 or 60 miles per hour winds, has a tornado possible tag in it, and then hail 3/4 of an inch. So just below severe criteria up there. So that storm did re-intensify just a little bit, which we say could happen here this evening. Again, a lot of strong wind shear aloft. Could mix some of those winds down to the ground. There you can see your gust front there. Okay, sorry, move out of the way. I got too many warning things. All right, there's your gust front here. Again, where that tornado possible tag is, this is the area of interest here, just to the east of North Manchester, moving into South Whitley County here. Again, a little bit of a rotation. You can kind of see that comma head here. A little bit of a almost not really an MCV, but a mesoscale vortex there. Um, a little bit of a TVS there, a little bit as well. So something to watch there as that intensifies into Whitley County, coming into Columbia City. You guys are on deck, US 30 corridor, moving northeast at still 60 miles an hour, moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. So still fairly fast. Again, 60 miles per hour winds, tornado possible, and hail 3/4 of an inch or greater. And as we move back down to southern Indiana here, again, still a very, very tight area of rotation here. Just to the north of Campbellton here, likely tornadoes still on the ground with this storm as well. Moving toward Algiers, State Road 356. Iva, you guys are on deck a couple minutes away, if not over you right now as we speak. Move back to. Oh, I can't find it now. Here it is. Again, possible tornado on the ground just to the east or west of Cato. Again, a little bit harder to tell there, but it could be moving over some farmland or perhaps some rural areas and not really picking up that debris. We'll know here over the next scan or two. But again, likely tornado still on the ground. I don't see a real reason why it wouldn't be based on the velocity signatures and the VROT that I am seeing here across southern Indiana. Again, PDS warning still in effect, goes into effect for still another 26 minutes here. And does include southwestern Martin County in southwestern Indiana and Davis County in southwestern Indiana until 4:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Again, this has produced a long track tornado, has been on the ground for several miles now across southwest Indiana. And I actually want to look at one other tool here. Again, very large hail now moving into Petersburg. This is larger than 3/4 of an inch via radar. Yeah, golf ball size hail now being reported as well as 70 miles per hour. So a considerable tag now on this warning. Petersburg getting golf ball size hail. Again, that's 1 3/4 inch diameter hailstones. As verified by radar as well. Again, very, very large hailstones associated with the supercell. Again, as we said, isolated storms have the greatest risk for large hail and damaging tornadoes, which we have seen here tonight, confirmed now, unfortunately, in southwest Indiana. So the tornado risk is not the only risk associated with the supercell. It is producing golf ball size hail to the north and west of your mesocyclone, of your rotation. As we head back here, still very, very strong rotation here, a very strong VROT here associated with this supercell. So likely tornadoes still on the ground. As we go back to, here we go. Still a little bit more distorted here, but look at your hail core here. This is not a debris ball here. This is likely your hail core here, moving over Petersburg here. Again, correlation coefficient doesn't just show debris. It also is really helpful for hail, right? Hailstones are different sizes. They bounce around, so that'll get picked up by this tool as well. So likely some golf ball size hail moving right over downtown Petersburg here. A very clear signature there of an intense hail core moving over town. So likely some hail damage ahead of this storm as well. Aorta, you guys are on deck, and this includes I-69. So if you know any motorists traveling southbound I-69 south of Washington, golf ball size hail headed in their direction as well. All right, new scan. Debris ball likely still on the ground, just to the west of Iva. Can confirm tornado is still on the ground. Perhaps it is re-intensified, but the tornado is still on the ground, matches up with rotation pretty well. This is behind. It would likely be right here near the county line. But again, a large and damaging tornado still in progress across southwest Indiana. Donut hole signature on radar there. Again, this tornado is rain wrapped. Okay, you're not going to see this tornado coming. It's exceptionally dangerous. Again, center portions of your home. This tornado is almost moving due north now a little bit. Now north of Iva. Again, a very, very dangerous situation here. You can see your flanking line right in here, just to the west of Iva. Your tornado would be sitting right in here. We call this a donut hole signature on radar. You can see your RFD rain bands coming around where Iva is here. Heavy rain, perhaps some hail around your mesocyclone. And then your inflow notch is right in here with your flanking line. So again, a very mature supercell, but a dangerous supercell. This is a rain-wrapped tornado on the ground just west of Iva. Moving into the Hudsonville area, Glendale, Corning, Pennville. Again, safe place. This is moving northeast at 60 miles an hour. Very, very fast moving rain wrap tornado. Still on the ground, a very large debris ball in progress here. Hudsonville, it's on you right now. Glendale, Corning, Perryville, Alfredsville, everybody, including Lagodi, Cannelberg, be in your safe place. You guys have minutes to prepare. This is moving northeast at 60 miles an hour. Again, an observed tornado warning here, still in effect. Radar confirmed tornado, damaging tornado, still in effect here. Again, a large debris ball still on radar. This is a rain wrapped tornado. You're not going to see this coming. Moving right over State Road 257 as we speak, moving into the Glendale area here any second. Again, County Road 600 South, it'll be on you any second, moving northeast at 60 miles an hour, and as well as golf ball size hail to the north and west of this storm as well. We're going to briefly take a break and move north here
Yeah,
as we do have
Caleb,
other warnings to talk about.
I'm going to go ahead and take my screen here. It looks like perhaps pretty gusty winds here heading toward Columbia City, Huntington, Lancaster area. Also going further north here into Michigan, perhaps gusty winds continuing across the area for Van Buren and Cass counties. So overall, very gusty morning out there. Take a look at the Kalamazoo camera here. Rainy out there this morning, 60 degrees, kind of mild in nature. So we are going to be monitoring this camera behind the scenes. But overall, nothing severe in Michigan. And if you're just joining us, we are dual coveraging Indiana as well. So we are focusing on both states today. So bear with us here. No concern as of now for Michigan, besides this particular line producing some gusty winds from South Haven down into that Paw Paw, Penn, Dowagiac area. Okay, so if you live in Almena, Paw Paw, we're going to say Portage, Kalamazoo, Plainwell, Alamo, Allegan, Ganges, and Douglas. I probably just butchered that name, so I apologize if I did. You guys are in line for some gusty winds right now, not severe, but it could be severe in the future. But right now, no concern for that. But still, gusty winds, 40, 50 miles per hour possibility with that storm. So just keep that in mind. For those of you wondering, if we disconnect again, we're going to switch software. I have it all set up on our end. Caleb, I know you know how to get there, but just go ahead and X out everything. Next time we disconnect, just X out everything and then switch over. Okay.
Yep,
So
sounds good to me.
for those of you watching, if we disconnect, we'll go right back live immediately after the stream ends. Okay. So just kind of refresh the Facebook, the YouTube feed, the X feed, wherever you're watching on. Give it a second or two. We'll be back on if we disconnect again. All right.
I was actually going to look to see if I have an in-dot camera in that area along I-69.
While Caleb does that, we also have our chasers out in the field we can go to. Let's see who's out there. We got Ben still. Looks like Ben's the only one out there. Let's go ahead and take him full. Let's go ahead and see if we can get an update for just for a minute here. Ben, if you can hear me, if you want to give an update, I have your camera turned on. Just go ahead and talk into the camera. We should be able to hear you. Hopefully you heard me. You may not hear me.
Hi, yes. We are heading towards Cassopolis. We're kind of following the tail end of this one line of convection that's making its way through. No longer severe warning, but we're trying to catch up to it. We had a little detour over in Branch County along US 12, or not Branch, Berrien County along US 12. Fire trucks are blocking the road, but we're trying to catch up to it at this point.
All right, I do have an in-dot camera in Lagodi.
Go ahead. Ooh, Caleb, before you go, PDS tornado warning now for the Lugati area. Observed golf ball size hail, as well as a observed tornado via radar confirmation, and that is a very intense signature on radar. Yeah, CC dropped now over the town of Glendale. Glendale looks like it just took a direct hit from a tornado going into the Corning area.
And I do have a live camera from Lagodi up right now. This is a northbound camera on I-69. A lot of lightning here associated with this storm as well.
Oh, yeah,
you see it
check
flashing there. So we'll continue to watch this. Wow, very electrified storm. As this storm approaches, the area of rotation is going to come very close to this camera as well. So again, Lagodi, in your safe place, lowest level of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. as this is a very dangerous storm. Again, long track, long lived tornado associated with this. It may have lifted briefly before retouching down, but it is on the ground as we speak over the town of Glendale, likely north of Glendale right now. Again, this is moving northeast at 60 miles an hour, and it is a likely rain wrapped tornado. Again, you're not going to see this tornado coming. Be in your safe place and be prepared.
Let's go ahead and take back my screen here. Looking at Michigan, still no warnings in effect, no statements even. Excuse me, new scan coming in here. Take a peek at what it looks like. Still see that gusty front, we're going to call it, across Van Buren and Cass counties. Also have, looks like the scan here kind of, I don't know, just didn't look proper. Looks like a gust front moving in here to the Kent County area as well. Not very strong, but could get some gusty winds there. And winds will gust today outside of storms as well. 40 to 50 mile per hour gust a possibility throughout the morning and afternoon today. So with that being said, well, let's keep an eye on that. Some new cells popping up out ahead of the line near Jackson and Battle Creek. These are not expected to be severe, but they could wake you up here wow. Could wake you up with
Hey Ryan, Caleb, just want to give you guys an update here. Right now I'm going to be ending my chase here shortly. I'm going to be working my way back home. So just for everyone in chat, thanks for tuning in. MSC has you covered for the rest of this event, and I may be chasing again once again later on Saturday afternoon potentially, but we'll see what happens. See you guys.
Sounds good. Drive safe, Drew. These storms moving into the northern part of Michigan here will likely wake you up. I'm quiet. What?
Audio sounds fine on my end.
We're going to try something.
All right, new tornado warning now for southern Indiana. Has an observed tag on it.
Yep. That's for the exact same storm that went through, although they did not
I do have the
continue
Lagodi
PBS.
camera on.
Okay. Go ahead and turn it. There you go.
And this is facing north, so whatever is going to come from behind this camera, mind you. Again, if you guys are in the town of Lagodi, Dover Hill, Shoals, Burn City, Williams, Huron, again, lowest level of your home, get to an interior room, bathroom, closet, etc., basement if you have it, storm cellar, etc. Be in your safe place now, as this has a history of producing a tornado and a long track tornado at that. So a very dangerous storm here. In addition to that, golf ball size hail, 70 miles per hour wind. So a very dangerous supercell here. Be in your safe place if you're in any of those towns mentioned. A very electrifying storm too. The lightning is insane.
Go ahead and go back to scene 4 here. We have numerous severe and tornado warnings across the state of Indiana. Currently nothing in the state of Michigan, which is good news. Although the strongest storms here connected between Holland all the way back down here through the Dowagiac area, moving northeast, so Kalamazoo, US 131 corridor here, Allegan. To get some gusty winds for you guys. No warnings though. In fact, the velocity signature here looks pretty weak in nature. So likely, I'm not going to say the threat for severe weather is over for Michigan, but we are trending in the right direction to say it's a very low end risk across the state. I mean, there's not really much there to signify.